And we're live! Hey everybody, it is Saturday night. It is Atop the Fourth Wall plays Red Dead Redemption 2. We got some rootin', we got some tootin', we got some shootin'. But also we have along with us Eliza.
I'm always here.
Crimson.
Hey, what up? I'm here and back and whatever.
And Lotus Prince.
Good evening, everyone.
So, yesterday, I was in the mood to play some of the game, and instead of just starting a new character or something like that, I don't even know if that's possible with this, I decided to go and do some side questing for us, because I want to have most of the main story happen on stream. But the thing is, I also decided to look ahead to see, like, how far through the game we are. Assuming that, if we assume that the plot synopsis on Wikipedia is equivalent to the game time, we're only about a quarter of the way through the game.
You're shitting me.
Really?
It's a long narrative-driven game. I'm not too surprised.
So,
A quarter.
So yeah, I figure I'll do some side quest stuff on the sides, maybe advance the story a little bit. So yesterday, things I accomplished. I did 2 bounty hunters stuff. I only died once during the entire play session, surprisingly enough. During my second bounty, it was for a woman who had murdered her husband, and the sheriff suspected that she was manipulated into it. No. When her boyfriend was saying, "Hey, we should probably turn ourselves in and face the music," she stabbed him, then quickly ran at me and stabbed me to death.
Wow.
No!
To be fair, I had just fallen off a cliff, so I wasn't exactly at my best.
Fair enough.
I was trying to slide down, sneakily. No, just fall off the thing, fall right in front of him. So yeah, took her into custody. Put her in the did the bounties. I stole some horses from the Braithwaites and sold them. We were promised $5,000 for those horses. We got maybe $700.
That's a lot for that time period.
Yeah.
So tell me, what else we're gonna do with the horses? So fine, we'll take the 700. Let's see, what else did I do? I did 2 house raids. You can raid homes. Like, one was a group of robbers. Got a bunch of stuff off of them. The other one, I'm not sure what their deal was. They spoke in a weird way. Like, I want to say they were like stereotypical Midwesterners or something like that, with the weird slang they were using, and I want to say one of them spoke with a kind of Minnesota accent, but I could not be certain, and I'm not sure why we decided to murder them, but they seemed like assholes. Benjamin Hall, what's your opinion about Amanda Waller being portrayed as evil in recent years and her New 52 design versus original? Her New 52 design sucks.
Yeah.
And also, she's always been evil.
Yeah, she's just always been lawful evil.
Yeah, how come we didn't do a commentary stream this week? Because I do them when I feel like them, and I have other work to do. There is no scheduled thing for the commentary streams. I do them when I want to do them. We'll probably have another one the next few weeks, but I have but it's why I'm announcing them a few days in advance before we actually have them. Anyway, let's get to the game itself. This is me back in town. Oh, I also paid off our bounties.
Oh, good.
That's good.
Because, hey, we can afford it.
Fair enough.
I did lots of body looting, which is, a natural a thing we have to do, of course.
Amanda Waller's just, like, always been lawful evil.
Yep, she's never been a good guy.
What?
Terminal Sports says, okay, hear me out on that Linkara fiddle contest versus the devil idea I had a couple weeks ago. When you lose, you pull a Futurama and smack him with the fiddle. Time for the drum solo.
Also, I turned the audio up, but let me turn it down a bit so we're not, like, completely drowned
Yeah,
out.
rain was kind of loud.
Yeah, I was about to mention that the audio's a bit loud today.
Because, of course, when I'm playing on my own, I want to actually be able to hear the dialogue. When I'm with you guys, obviously, we got to turn it down. All right, let's get back to the main quest and everything like that.
Just casually talking to your friends on the street. Weather's awfully loud today.
The best way to see how Amanda Waller has always been lawful evil is watch the Justice League animated series where, watch Epilogue. Just watch the episode Epilogue and you'll see why.
Or just like anything she does. Bear in mind, she's the person who puts bombs inside of people and tells them they have to do what she says.
True.
Oh, in what are we, some sort of Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Or like,
I mean, even her iteration in Arrow was not the best. Like she's not like that iteration in the Arrowverse is not that good, but it does come across as this is Amanda Waller. She gives zero fucks of who she like hurts.
I also ran into a guy who spoke like this, and he wanted me to find some unusual rocks and geology formations for him.
Benjamin Hall, I think Waller started out as morally gray. Yes, she was morally gray, but she was still lawfully evil.
Yeah,
you can be morally gray and lawful evil at the same time.
Putting bombs in people and telling them you have to do missions for them is evil. I don't care. That's not morally gray. That's evil.
Yeah, if it's evil, then it's not like it's pretty clear cut.
Like, this is not for the greater good. You don't need... The Suicide Squad does not need to exist.
Yes, she's doing it simply because there's a resource that she can utilize, so she's going to utilize it.
Now, she's a great character. Let me be clear about this. I think she's a phenomenal character, but she's not a good guy in any capacity. Also, there's a train right here. Does it stop at the station, or...
Okay, just because you're doing that to someone evil does not make it a good act.
You realize that that's not how the justice system works, right?
Yeah, the reason she's doing it to evil people is because she would probably do it to good if she could as well, but
she
that
has
would get
done
more
it to
backlash.
good. She has done it to good. Even back in the day, she did it to people who actually were morally complex and were in the gray area.
It's not how our justice system works, where we just like decide to recruit villains. Just because these are bad people, they still have rights. Because if they don't have rights, then no one has rights.
Also, I'm reminded of maybe my favorite joke when it was announced that James Gunn was going to make the Suicide Squad. Like one of the first Twitter posts I saw about it was like, in quotation marks, so what are we supposed to be then? Some sort of the Suicide Squad? And like that slayed me.
Stop my horse!
Fair enough.
Just because she's a great character does not mean that she's good or neutral. She's always been lawful evil. Nowadays, however, they just more focus on that lawful evil aspect. They're more on the evil part than the lawful sometimes. Like taking actual heroes and adding them to the Suicide Squad.
Frickin' try to steal my goddamn horse when I was trying to offer you a ride.
You know, if they ever got crossed over with the Ninja Turtles, you could have the Suicide Squad.
Here's the thing: if they
How
ever,
dare you? How dare you, Lotus? How dare you?
I am so close to leaving the call for that pun alone.
I will say this, however,
games, you can't walk away from me.
I will say, however, the Turtles would be the first people that Waller would abduct to bring onto the Suicide Squad. They do not have legal documents, so she would definitely target them.
That's a good point. They're just like completely off the grid to the point where they're literally living in the sewers.
They have no legal documentation. She would have them be the first people that she would brought in.
Yep.
Oh no. Benjamin Hall says we should all walk away after that pun. I really hope I didn't just cut off your entire chat.
Yep, everyone just leaves the stream right now. Thanks, Lotus Prince.
Yeah.
Lotus
Thanks,
Prince
jackass. Sign off, everybody. We're going home. We're done.
No, stream's over, people. Lotus Prince ruined everything. Breakfast is ruined.
God.
Well, for once, Dom will be happy it isn't his fault.
Well, no, it's still Dom's fault.
Not in this instance, to be fair.
Homer walks back into the hedges.
Grandpa walks in, spins around, walks back out. Myriad Media Musings says, I see Amanda Waller's actions and I immediately think of Dr. Forrester and TV's Frank's dual line. What do you want from us? We're evil. Evil!
What do you want from us? We're evil! Evil!
I do love that, though. Like, whenever somebody complains about some heinous thing they see in, like, a movie or a TV show, it's like, they're the bad guy.
Yeah. Okay, if a bad guy does something evil, they're the bad guy!
Now, there are limits, because sometimes we don't need to see some evil actions in media just because the character is evil.
For
Yeah,
example,
you don't need to lean into it, but it's like, I can't believe the bad guy did something bad. Like, you're not supposed to be rooting for them.
Yeah.
For example, Freddy Krueger. I preferred it back in the original movies when he was just a child killer. I did not really need the remake to have him also be a pedo.
Yeah, there was always that kind of implication in the background, but they never explicitly stated it.
They kind of winked at it in the original, but they didn't really lean into it.
It's clear the guy was just a psychopath.
Yeah, I did not need them to explicitly have that.
By the way, I'm assuming, like, did you see the Justice League Unlimited episode where Flash and Luthor switch bodies?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I have no idea who this is.
I have no idea.
Aren't you going to wash your hands? No, because I'm evil.
Also bought a bunch of provisions, so I got me some canned corned beef and stuff.
That was
Cleaned
still
and upgraded the guns because we had the oh, actually, we're going the wrong direction. I cleaned and upgraded our guns as much as I could, considering we had the because we have the money for it.
Good stuff. Oh yeah, I also really like, by the way, when they're ready to do the big Luthor plan, and that one guy is looking at Flash and Luthor's body. Aren't you getting the signal? Go. It's amazing.
Okay. The DC animated universe was so good.
Yeah, it was.
So where's the Legion of Doom? I don't know. Swamp?
And the fact that, because of that, everybody was so hyped for the DC movie universe. And then that just fell right on its face.
Yep.
I think one of my favorite scenes in all of DCAU is when Lex Luthor takes over Flash's body and he's like, at least I can find out who this is. Takes off Flash's mask and he goes,
I
have
no idea who this is. And I'm just like, this is fantastic. I love every second of this.
This. Well, Viacom Paramount wants to make a new cinematic universe with their newly bought IPs, starting with TMNT and Garfield the Cat. How does that work?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me, but sure.
Like, okay, one is literally a sitcom. It's literally a sitcom. The other is TMNT.
Yeah.
A TMNT can be any genre you want, so you know what? To hell with it. 6-panel comic. Let's do it.
I think the one thing TMNT has never been is a comic strip.
Strip. I was going to say it's literally the first thing, but yes, strip, maybe not.
I know they've been a comic. I just don't think they've ever been a strip. I don't think they've ever been a newspaper strip. Like, that's like the one thing I don't think TMNT's ever been.
It's entirely possible. I mean, until a few years ago, I didn't know Pokemon had a comic strip.
Oh, I did.
Wild.
Anyway, these morons tried to hijack me, and as you can see, that did not go well for them.
Yeah, they are all dead, it looks like. You're looting bodies. There you go.
What I do.
Technically, Nick All-Stars was not the first time TMNT and Garfield crossed over. That'd be Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue, released in 1980. Was it 1980 or 1989?
Yes.
Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue. Now, there was a weird-ass piece of history.
Here's the thing. I kept on borrowing that tape from my local library as a kid. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, and Chad brought up another really good Flash line from the Justice League cartoon. Like, Flash mentions, like, fastest man alive, and Hawkgirl's like, yeah, maybe that explains why you can't get a date.
Hey!
That one when I was a kid.
So mean.
And yes, okay, people who didn't know, Skybound now has the rights to Transformers and G.I. Joe, and they announced it on the day of the premiere of Rise of the Beasts.
Oh, that's interesting.
And of course, no spoilers for anything out there, because the chat asked earlier, no Transformers Rise of the Beast spoilers or anything like that.
Yes, no Rise of the Beast spoilers. I just wanted to bring up the fact that, yeah, Robert Kirkman now has Transformers and G.I. Joe. Who knows what that's going to bring?
Let's talk to Dutch and see what he's got for us. We can advance the story. Oh, yeah, I think the yellow ones are all story missions.
Here's the funny thing. I actually used to remember all the lyrics to the songs from Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue.
I never saw it. I just knew of it.
Like I said, I rented that movie I call it a movie, it's not a movie. That special so many times from the library.
Don't do what Super Macho Man would do and release the beast. Bogus.
Of course I'm sweating. We're in some disease-ridden, swampy, Dixie-whistling shithole.
I meant about what Trelawney said about these bounty
Well,
hunters.
not sweating as such, but maybe a little gentle perspiration. Until we know more, ain't too much harm in wasting good liquor on sweating. So, I think you should pay Mr. Trelawney a visit and find out exactly what
I don't remember who
he
Mr.
knows,
Trelawney is.
who he spoke to.
Me neither, to be honest.
Charles with you.
Pay him a
Neither
visit.
I.
Oh, the sight of the pair of you would make a statue sing out its secrets.
Okay.
Go to Charles.
The funny thing is, with Skybound picking up Transformers and G.I. Joe and Marvel getting ROM and Micronauts back, that means a few other Hasbro product companies picked up. So the only ones that haven't been picked back up are Mask, Visionaries, and Gem. Every other Hasbro property has been picked up by other comic companies after IDW decided, no, we don't want these anymore.
Was it IDW who decided they didn't want him anymore, or just the license expired and they realized they could get better deals elsewhere?
The license expired and Hasbro wanted more money, so IDW said no. Hasbro actually wanted to increase the price of their licenses like double what IDW had previously paid.
You know, Chad makes a good point. Mr. Trelawney, you know, his name clearly starts with a T. Perhaps he is Mr. T.
Not dignifying that, because there is one Mr. T, except no substitutes.
It's true.
Except
Well,
for
we'll see.
Mr. Truth from season 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, who just happened to be called Mr. T.
Yes.
Fair enough.
We'll see if Mr. Trelawney tells us to respect our mamas.
And yes, Marvel did at one point have Gem Comics. They also at one point had Barbie. Yet they never did a crossover between Gem and Barbie.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know how that happened.
Somebody has picked up ponies. I don't remember who.
I mean, fair.
But yeah, it's like Hasbro just wanted to get more money, and that makes sense with what Hasbro's been doing over the last year. Like, Hasbro decided to keep on shooting themselves in the foot.
IDW has MLP, TMNT, and Sonic. That's pretty wild.
IDW does still have PMLP, that's what it was. But yeah, and Hasbro kept shooting themselves in the foot over the last year. Like, there was the whole Magic the Gathering incident, everything from D&D in the early beginning of this year.
Yeah.
The
Hasbro
other
really did that like multiple times in a row.
The other 3 Magic the Gathering incidents, including the one involving the Pinkertons.
Speaking
Joke's
of,
on you, joke's on you, a constant state of Blade Runner. This stream ended before you got here because Lotus made it all stupid.
I made it the best is what I think you meant. I think you might have mispronounced the word there.
yeah, Lotus.
Oh my god. I'm gonna be in tears by the end of this stream.
It's true.
This is what you get for coming on these streams.
Your day's been a long time coming.
So it seems.
Okay, I did hear the greatest thing though the other day. So I was scrolling through TikTok, and somebody on TikTok, I think it was Big Mike, on TikTok goes, so I saw 2 pregnant women fighting in a parking lot the other day. And then he's like, I didn't think anything of it. Then I went to sleep, and when I got up, I realized it was just 2 babies fighting in big mech suits.
Oh yeah, like
And I
shit.
just lost my shit for a good 10 minutes. It was so funny.
Benjamin Hall, ROM and Micronauts are getting Marvel Omnis. Yes,
I did see ROM. I was really excited about ROM the Space Knight because I know how much Lewis loves ROM.
And there's rumors that they're in talks to do new ROM stuff, and I hope that those rumors are true.
Why is it?
Fair enough.
Mostly because I love ROM.
And the closest experience I have to TikTok, by the way, like I've seen what people link every so often, but I made a Twitter post about like, oh, my mom set me up with a TikTok. Like, am I cool yet? And it was a picture of like, I think the book was just simply called TikTok of Oz. It was one of the bound books.
Oh, okay. TikTok of Oz is actually my favorite Oz book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
TikTok,
it goes
TikTok,
viral so
the
quickly.
Clockwork Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think TikTok might have been in like in the movie Return to Oz as
Yep,
well.
yes.
Like if people wanted to see him in movie form, along with like the pumpkin guy and the bear.
Not Murder Pumpkinhead. I'm trying to remember what his name was.
It might have was it just Jack? Could it have
Jack
been
Pumpkinhead. It's
That's
Jack
all it was?
Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
It's Jack Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead with Lance Hendrickson? Oh my god.
Jack Pumpkinhead was created by Ozma back when she was still the boy Tipitarius.
Yeah, that was good shit.
By the way, the Queen of Oz is a trans woman.
Yeah, just like straight up, just like you're
And has
following.
been since
know, a lot
1900
of-
AD.
You're following this boy throughout the entire book, and it's like, guess what? You were not a boy this entire time.
I feel like a lot of people make fun of TikTok, but like I find a lot of things out by watching TikTok. Like right now the big thing is Tears of the Kingdom, like people just doing like loadouts and like building shit to kill like certain things, and like I saw a carpet bombing. I've seen a whole bunch of bullshit happening. It was great.
If
But
you're
I also
watching
get a
Zelda-
lot of my political stuff from TikTok too, which is kind of weird.
Well, I think the making fun of TikTok period is like we're kind of getting past that. Like I think it was mostly when it was new and like the whole viral thing was what is TikTok? I'm like, I don't know, fucking tell me in one sentence. Like, it shouldn't be that hard. It's Vine too, but like now it's got like legit stuff on it.
Now, the
Yeah.
only thing I really watch on TikTok is tabletop RPG memes.
I do. I watch Under the Table News, who's really awesome. And then other person I mod for, who streams on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, Marcus Territory, is also on TikTok. He is a very tall bisexual man from Canada, and also is a legal person. I don't know what exactly he does, but he does not give legal advice to his fans.
Let's see. By the way, if you were watching Zelda on TikTok, wouldn't it be TikTok?
Lotus, you remember how we said that you were destroying the stream?
Yeah,
That's
you say a
strike
lot of
two.
things.
That's strike two, my dude.
Lotus, even I think that pun was kind of bad.
But that's I forgot if I mentioned it here or maybe in my to my D&D group. I know I said it to someone, so maybe it
Watch
wasn't
it
you after
back,
all.
man.
I know. I don't know why I'm having so much problems here.
But basically the idea is if the pun is good, then everybody is happy, and if the pun is terrible, then I have entertained myself. Either way, I win.
That's fair, and obviously it's all in good fun. Like we would never kick you out or anything. That would not be. I mean, unless you would like to tell us, like, you know, that you're like, I don't know, a closet gangster or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just kind of like leaning
Whoa, he
on
kicked your
the.
ass, my dude.
Because for the first time, instead of an actual brawl, it's making me do like this weird rock paper scissors thing with my choices.
You're playing fucking
Really?
Alex Kidd?
Like I'm either trying to pull my gun, I'm trying to like fight him. No, I have to grab him and struggle with him like this.
Okay.
So choke him.
I love that you just lift him off the
Choke
ground.
him.
That's freaking crazy.
Choke him. Try to beat. There we go.
Okay, that's actually working.
Yeah, if this is a
There
rock
you
paper scissors
go.
thing, this is like a super this is like an advanced, more realistic version of like Alex Kidd.
God, I haven't thought about Alex Kidd since like the mid-90s.
You know what's surreal is that Alex Kidd was going to be Sega's big mascot character.
But then they decided they need a punchier mascot, so they did an internal contest, and, well, Sonic won.
Hey, isn't Mr. Trelawney the guy who owns that plantation or some shit?
Maybe. But I do know that we were going to talk to him about bounty hunters, and now some bounty hunters just seem to know where he is.
Okay, for Christ's sake. I took him to a cabin over by the cornfields.
Which cornfields?
We're playing detective. I'm Sherlock McShooty.
Oh, look, we have to go back to the Braithwaite Manor. We tend to go there a lot.
Let me see you.
What crazy? Why did you say that name?
What?
It's like, where is he? Braithwaite Manor. Weren't we just
Just do
there?
that anytime anybody identifies anybody to you, like the Braithwaite Manor. Why did you say that? And just every name. Why did you say that name? It's just like it sounds like it's bigger than it is.
Arthur Morgan, everyone, the world's greatest sheriff's deputy.
Yeah.
Let's see, Braithwaite Manor.
You should know where it is. We've been there like 4 times already.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like literally right there. There you
No,
go.
I know what you're talking about. I don't think I've ever visited this place before.
Yeah,
Ever?
I'm gonna go up to bat for Linkara on this one. Like every time I need to go anywhere, like I'm breaking out a map.
I'm good. What do you think they want with Trelawney?
Why am I being pulled to the left?
I don't know.
You
Oh, they want me
gotta
to go a certain way, I guess.
keyboard drift.
No, it wants me to go a certain way for the story thing. So, like,
You're
it's
getting pulled
pulling
to
me
the
a
back.
certain direction.
He don't know how not to talk. He don't know
That's
when to
weird.
hold up, though.
I thought this
guess
was like supposed to be an open world game where you could just do shit as you please, but
You
apparently
can,
not.
it's just I've
Well,
chosen
when
to
you're
do
caught in
a
the-
story thing right now.
Yeah, if you're caught in the
fair
story
enough.
and you just try leaving, it'll probably like it's either get pulled in like right now or like walk away and it just says mission failed.
Kind of.
Because of course the vision will always get mailed.
This more.
Yeah,
Just gotta
that was one of the weirdest experiences in a video game.
I'll goddamn find out what he said.
I need scissors. 61.
Nothing's
I have not played a Metal Gear game in a long time, which is why next year I'm planning to do like a Metal Gear marathon like I'm doing with the Kingdom Hearts stuff this year.
Well, I hope you're ready to literally just not play a video game for like 2 hours when you get to Metal Gear Solid 2.
Hey, it's gonna be even worse when I get to Metal Gear Solid 4. Hey yo!
Yeah, 4 is worse. Yeah, I don't know about 5. I still haven't played 5 because I've been afraid to because it's kind of unfinished.
Oh, 5 is nowhere near as bad as 4 when it comes to the cutscenes. Like, there is a literal 3-hour cutscene in Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, and then Death Stranding broke that record with its ending. Death Stranding just kept going.
I don't.
Oh, Aaron Wells says, I'm amazed they never made a Metal Gear movie. I know it's been rumored for years now. They did. It's called The Video Games.
Yeah. I am sorry. I love Metal Gear, but
So do I, honestly.
Kojima,
Gear.
dial it back just a tiny bit.
His passion is movies first. He's pretty upfront about that. Not to mention
Yeah.
everything in his games is a reference to movie. Here's a fun one. You know how Raiden's blood is like weirdly silver in 4?
Yes.
You know what that's a reference to?
What?
Probably Police Knots, which itself is probably referencing Alien.
Yep.
Let's get you out of here.
Ah,
The thing is, after
I love Kojima, but
like a good
the man is,
He's a lech in those video games, man.
yeah.
after a lot of them.
I think so.
So you're alive.
Allegedly.
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 Go get the
Allegedly.
I can handle
By the way,
this.
I forgot about last stream. We definitely got to remember to use that phrase. Like, whenever you make some declaration of something that you're going to do, like, I'm going to kick your ass or whatever, just get ready with, like, well, perhaps other events will transpire. It's like my favorite.
Yes, Meryl did appear in Police Knots before Metal Gear.
Yeah, that's the big twist. She's not a... I mean, they're different universes, like, so it's the Meryl of Police Knots versus the Meryl of Metal Gear. They're different Meryls, but yeah, she's from Police Knots first. It's like patches, Demon Souls patches and Dark Souls patches. Even though they look the same, act the same, and have the same voice actor, they're different characters, just different universes. It's like that.
Also, infamous Mike Manhattan, the answer to your question is yes.
What? Oh, yeah, in different ways, yeah. Also, Benjamin Hall, yeah, Metal Gear is somewhat connected to Snatcher. You literally, actually, you know how Metal Gear Solid 4, you have the little Metal Gear who runs alongside you, he's your little buddy? Snatcher did it first.
Yep.
Snatcher is such a good game.
We got one more, Charles. Look at the birds. Go that way.
The birds? Birdemic!
Birds? Why did you say that, Al?
Also, I'm probably one of the weirdest people, and I will stand by the statement for that I've stood by the statement that I've had since like the games came out. I think Metal Gear Solid 2 is better than Metal Gear Solid 1.
Metal Gear Solid 2 might be my favorite in the series. I love that game.
Same.
The gameplay is aged a little bit. You can't move the camera around, but it's so good.
He's dumped his gear. Look around.
When it came out, so many people were saying that it was worse than Metal Gear Solid 1, and I was like, I think this is the best one, and I still think that.
Yeah, I saw the demo when you can, like, shove enemies in lockers, and I was like, video games are never going to get more advanced than this.
Okay, I actually used to trigger the alarms just to have people run in so I could just keep on shoving people in lockers.
Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, did you ever play Twin Snakes, which is basically Metal Gear Solid 1 with Metal Gear Solid 2 graphics?
Yes.
You could see a poster of Pius Augustus in the locker.
Yep.
That's my favorite. And Alex Roivas is like the girl on the mags you use to distract the enemies. Not to mention Psycho Mantis. I see you've played Super Mario Sunshine. It's like,
Oh,
what
God, darn it!
Oh no, you got hog-tied. Well, no, you didn't.
no!
Exactly. You got rope-tied.
Oh.
Let me take him.
I love how Cyril Moore III is like, don't die. Well, whoops.
Good story, you're fine. What? Wow. Damn.
So you played Knifey Spoony before?
Yeah, so you've played Knifey Ropey before?
I have no opinions on Splinter Cell because I've never played Splinter Cell.
By the way, be very quiet now, because ears are all around you.
Yes, they can always hear you.
God darn it!
If you die, you know what I'm gonna say. Actually, did
What
you
are
die?
you gonna say?
Well, we'll find out. Well, maybe we'll find out. If he doesn't, then I'll say what I would have said.
Fair enough.
Ah, okay, he's out of it. I was gonna say, aw, shucks.
God,
Really?
son
I'm
of a
really
biscuit!
proud of you. I'm very proud of you. That's amazing. I'm very proud.
Doesn't quite work now. Oh, Lewis, someone said the sniper in the barn has a rare gun.
Does he now?
Pick up the gun.
Oh, look at you.
It's like the beginning of Deus Ex. Like, there's that one guy with a sniper rifle, and it's just like, well, it's forever before I can get one of these, so I'll just take this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, they're saying get upstairs and retrieve the rare sniper rifle.
It looks like I've got it down here, actually.
Is it a sniper rifle? If so, then I guess good for
I'm
you.
trying to pick it up, it won't let me. Rare rolling back rifle.
Yep, that's a sniper rifle.
Alright.
Like, how do I pick it up? It won't let me.
Do you have to wait for the
yeah,
guy
I
to
don't
stop
know.
talking?
There we go.
No, you're good. Rare? Oh, it literally says rare. Okay. Wow.
Oh,
That's
that
pretty
is that is a slick scope for back then.
What's government agents and bounty hunters to us?
I hope you're right.
Oop. Can't leave without looting.
That
You always
is-
gotta loot.
The
The rule of a video game. The rule of a video game is if it's not nailed, take it. And if it is nailed, try to find a way to take it and then take the nails.
Right?
Did you get that from the King's Quest strategy guide?
Yes.
Oh shit, deep cut. I will say there is one exception to this rule, which is the first Dark Seed. Do you know about that one?
No.
It's utter bullshit. There's something you could pick up. I think it might be a gun or something, but there's a mandatory point in the game where you get arrested and you get all of your items confiscated, so you lose it, and it's gone. And I think you needed to beat the game. So you're supposed to not take it, and then you get arrested and everything's confiscated, and then when you get out, because you never took the gun, it's where you would normally get it from, so then you can get it. It's like, it's such a cheap shot. Also, Zidfell says, guys in the barn. Damn, we're in a tight spot.
Damn, we're in a tight spot.
I keep saying this, but I think Killer 7 every time, even though I know that's not what they're referencing.
Attach the coal starter mine. Okay. Hey, what? Looking for me. What you tell him? Not much.
I played way too much King's Quest when I was younger.
I played too much King's Quest 2 and 6. That was about it. Although at this point, I've streamed all the numbered entries, and I'm getting toward the end of 2015. And I've recorded Mask of Eternity, which was better than I thought it was.
Quite a hornet.
some of the first computer games I got were a few of the King's Quest games, which were 3, 4, 5, and 6.
You started with 3. That's brutal. 3 is a rough game. It's the most granular game and potentially the most satisfying in the entire series, but it is hard.
Yep.
I'll catch up with you. I gotta get my hat back.
4 was my favorite for the longest time. I think 4 might still be my favorite of the classic King's Quest games, but the
Rosella's organ playing is transcendent.
But the one that came out in the 2010s, it's not really a reboot.
Oh, the 2015. Really? No, it's multiple interquels.
Yes. That might be my favorite King's Quest game now.
It's a fantastic love letter to the series that retcons certain aspects in the story in ways that makes them arguably more interesting, which is pretty fascinating.
Yes. I'm not done with it yet, speak to Mika.
Zidfell says, "Guys in the bar, we're in a tight spot."
Got it already.
Yeah. Oh, we did.
Damn, we're in a tight spot. You ever seen No Brother Where Art Thou?
See, I can't do that accent. It really upsets me that I can't do that accent.
You ever seen No Brother Where Art Thou?
Yes.
Yes, it's one of my favorite movies, actually.
Good stuff. Those of you out there, watch Oh Brother Where Art Thou. It's basically the Odyssey, but told through the lens of a 1930s group of escaped prisoners led by George Clooney.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Great,
it is so
a lot of
good
jokes. Great, great jokes. Great acting. Great folk music.
Yeah.
I like to sing I'm a man of constant sorrow whenever I can.
Through my days.
Yeah. I think it's my favorite Coen Brothers movie, to be honest.
I think it might be okay. Here's the thing, because I don't watch a lot of movies, that might be the only Coen Brothers movie I've ever seen.
Oh, hello.
Oh, shit.
We got story.
That one,
Dead Man is what we got here.
Oh, El Ninja's here. Greetings.
Let's see, we got that new rare rifle.
Headshot!
Yeah, wrecked.
Wait, are those Confederates?
They are Confederates.
You got him?
No,
Whoa!
They're not Confederates. They're dead men.
Nice.
Mr. Redemption!
Redemption!
No!
Did they kill our horse?
Don't you mothers!
They deserve to die!
Yeah, they do.
What a save, what a save.
They tried to kill Redemption! They're dead men!
Oh, yeah, don't kill the horse. It's very important you don't kill the horse.
Do not touch our horse! Oh.
Speaks too soon, says, tell Wilbur I love him.
Oh, no!
Easy, boy, easy. We got you. We're gonna brush that bullet right out of you.
Oh.
There you go. Good boy. Have an apple.
The John Wick of horses.
Yeah. Oh boy. Bad news.
Now then, gentlemen. Apparently you have not met me before. I am the rootinest, tootinest, lootinest outlaw in the West. Man, I blew his head off.
You haven't heard of me.
You did blow his head off.
Good.
If this were GTA 3, his head would have been literally gone.
Yeah, right?
You blew his mind.
Hey.
I am so proud of all of you.
Trying to kill my horse. And you only had $3 on you.
Ah, lame.
I don't know where Classic Watcher's bringing up the handsome men theme.
Danny Fenlon, enjoy the real South. Hell.
You're going down, all the way down. Classic Watcher's bringing up the handsome men from Killer 7. Which is, Lewis, I know I've brought up the Killer 7 comic books with you a while back. What I did not mention was that they, for one episode, have a Super Sentai team, which is really freaking weird. and you fight them.
We did a kind of sort of review of it back at MagFest years and years and years ago, and I know nothing about Killer 7, so I was pretty much lost.
Yeah, there was one part where I totally dropped the ball, though, because you were like, oh, do they have Pokemon? And I was like, no. Like, I should have said they had a Super Sentai team, though, because they do.
Good times. Trying to kill my horse.
Ain't nobody touch Mr. A.
Did we lose our head again?
Yeah, but I can get it back. It turns out it like teleports back to you whenever you're whenever you leave it.
Ah.
Imagine if it's like Kratos' axe, you just hold up your hand and you hear that like, and it just comes back like from wherever it was.
Mjolnir's hammer.
Yeah.
Mjolnir's hand.
Yes.
Oh, and there's Trelawney here.
Oh, fucking this guy. Anyway.
Apparently, there's a story quest with him.
Why? Well, I know you think I'm just some effete buffoon.
What?
A man of words and not.
Why would you need to pay the Loch Ness Monster $3.50?
Yeah, tree
Have you
fitting.
seen that South Park episode?
Oh, I've only seen like 10 episodes of South Park.
That was like a running, well, it was a running gag in an episode, but it became like a meme.
Ah.
Who would have even thought?
I've seen the episode where they parody Street Fighter.
And what's the problem with Stagecoach?
You know, the one that had the song Let's Fighting Love in it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, just anime in general.
I saw the episode where they parodied Warcraft.
I know.
Oh yes. How can you kill that which has no life?
I can introduce you to
I've seen the
to give you all
Cthulhu trilogy.
Stagecoach is a hot-blooded degenerate could
I've seen that trilogy where they fight over the Xbox versus PlayStation.
Interesting.
All right, apparently we're gonna rob some stagecoaches, but first I'm gonna go get my hat back.
And I've seen the Imagination Land trilogy.
Ah, okay. It's been a while.
That's
Okay.
all the South Park I've seen. Oh, I've also seen the movie.
Also, that
I
guy
have
saying,
seen the movie. I have not seen anything else with South Park, to be honest with you.
I watched a whole lot of it, but I fell off.
I was a
several
much
years ago.
bigger fan back in the day, and the problem is Trey Parker and Matt Stone are very much in the enlightened centrist camp, and,
Yes.
and it's
Yeah.
really
That's when I fell
and it's
off,
really
yeah.
annoying and off-putting and bugs me. So
Yeah, I fell off after a while.
and basically they kind of help popularize a lot of BS and like casual racism in the name of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I know there's a spot around here.
The thing is, the reason why I never really did much with South Park is because, well, I
Ammunition.
wasn't a fan. My brother was.
Divisions, Butcher. I know
Which
there's
is
a
how
spot
I
around here
saw
can
the-
put my hat back on.
I mean, I loved it through high school and college, but like eventually I started realizing like, oh, this aspect is like more toxic than I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
When I was in high school and college, I was just going back and watching old cheesy stuff from like the 60s.
Or what does that mean? What's the old cheesy stuff from the 60s?
You know, stuff like Mr. Ed,
Oh wow, okay, that's old and cheesy, alright.
Adam West Batman.
Adam West Batman is good shit. I got that on not Blu-ray but DVD.
It's all on Amazon Prime too.
Marvelous.
I Dream of Jeannie, The Monkeys.
Oh yeah, all the good
Bewitched.
stuff from Nick at Night back in the day that I would watch as a kid.
Oh yeah, I used
All
to
right,
watch.
I can't find a spot to put my hat back on. I guess I'll just go on our
Because-
little trip.
I used to watch Bewitched religiously.
Because in the early 2000s, while UPN was dying, they decided to add a 3-hour block in the middle of the day where they would just show old shows from the 60s. Because, yeah, UPN was dying in the early 2000s, and it was embarrassing watching them die.
Yeah, Whose Line Is It Anyway had a joke about that in one of their episodes. It was one of those, like, you know, like, big announcements that, like, I forgot what it was, like, that no one cares about or something. It was something like that, and Wayne just gets up, and he goes, I will now announce the summer UPN lineup. It was like, oof, vicious.
It's
Because-
true though.
Here's the thing, I remember that UPN tried to talk about the fact that we're the one place to watch Star Trek. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not watching Star Trek.
That's the thing.
Right.
Voyager was going to be what was their flagship show because TNG was so popular and TNG was ending. So it was like, okay, well, we're going to make a new Star Trek show. We'll make it the basis for the United Paramount Network, and it did not. And Voyager did really well to start with, and then it slowly dropped off as Voyager continued to not be very good.
Yeah.
Now, it was not the worst. We saw how much worse Star Trek could get, and there were certainly lots of good episodes, lots of good characters. They had all the makings of a classic, and they dropped the ball hard for various reasons.
But I remember some of the stuff that they had, which was like, there was a show called like Homeboys in Space.
Homeboys from Outer Space.
Like, they just kept announcing the dumbest shit imaginable. I really want to go back and watch half that dumb shit because it cannot be as dumb as they make it sound. I mostly watched UPN Kids back then because it had Mummies Alive. Why wasn't I going to be watching that?
They had Legend, which was the show that Richard Dean Anderson did for like 12 episodes. It also had John Delancey. It was like a steampunk western. I have the entire series. I've been meaning to rewatch it.
Danny Fenlon says Adam West Batman would have speedrun all the other Batman movies. He'd beat Hardy's Bane with an anti-spray.
True.
Do you remember that?
Adam West Batman is the most OP Batman. I stand by that statement.
Well, do you remember the Adam West Batman movie where like 3 villains poke their head in the door at the same time, and somehow he hits all 3 of them with one punch? But like a straight punch, he just inexplicably hits all 3 of them.
Like I said, Adam West Batman is the most OP Batman ever.
In this house, we stand Adam West Batman. Hey, Il Nage's here. They ever air the Nut Shack? I think that was before the Nut Shack. On that note, Il Nage, if you want to join into the call, feel free to join in via my Discord.
But it's like, UPN, okay, I understand what Paramount was wanting to do with UPN. They were trying to make it a network where you could catch, like, all the stuff that they have rights to, which is why they kept on showing Sonic whenever they could. They always wanted to air Sonic, because they had bought the entire DiC library. And Sonic was probably one of the biggest things from DiC in the 90s.
Yo, Il Nage is a killer comment. Christian Bale couldn't even get rid of a bomb.
Yep.
It's true, though.
Like I said, Adam West is the most OP Batman.
Hello, Alden.
Hello, Josiah.
It's also why he's the best Batman.
And you, friend?
Like I said, times are tough. My missus is a bad woman. Terrible woman.
So I don't know why we're talking to this guy. He's at work, but thank you. It's all good, man. Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about with this guy. It looks like I thought we were robbing a stagecoach or something.
This conversation is interesting, though. The fact that they invented a new horseless carriage will be the end of us.
Well, this is the early 1900s.
Yeah.
Germany invented it, and America's gonna, like, popularize it.
Here's the thing, throughout the entire 1800s, there was a constant attempts to make horseless carriages. Most of them did not take off.
I think the first, like, the invention of the a working horseless carriage was like the Benz.
Ain't you kind, sir?
But
Call him Martha.
there were going back to the UPN Kids. I liked the UPN Kids that they had in the late 90s, early 2000s on UPN because they had Sonic Underground, Mummies Alive, the Sabrina animated series, and
I don't recall any particular UPN Kids programming, but maybe it's just because I was focused on all the the primetime stuff.
And I'm going to out myself as being a total weird nerd because they also had Stargate Universe, and I love that shit.
Me, oh my, oh me.
The Infinite Tech Manhattan has a question for you, Linkara. Are you going to cover Marvel's Heroes Reborn? Rob Liefeld's Captain America is infamous for a particular reason other than being bad.
Actually, I don't think that...
We're gonna cover that eventually, but I'm probably gonna devote an entire month to it. We'll probably do like 4 episodes with like the number 1 of each of the 4 series that they produced.
Yes. Also, yes, Jumanji was on UPN Kids. Yes, Jumanji was on there as well.
You know how there are a bunch of animated shows that when you just watched whenever they would randomly come on as a kid, and like, you know how there's that weird phenomenon, even though I have no evidence for this, it's still true. Like, you know how you just never saw series finales of cartoons you would watch back in the day, like ever.
Yep.
That's because a lot of '90s shows didn't have series finales.
Well,
Yeah.
whatever the last episode was, but
They
like
just
Jumanji,
stopped ordering episodes, and there wasn't really time or an announcement or anything like that. Just stopped because that's just the way shows were. They were meant to be replayed, so anytime you would have like a series finale was actually very rare.
Yep.
Well, I actually saw a Jumanji series finale, and it was shockingly satisfying.
Yes, Jumanji is one of the shows that didn't have a series finale.
I just love the people. Mike Manhattan in the comments was like, "My favorite Nick at Night show is The Nanny." Like, dude, you are showing how young you are, my dude.
Okay.
Happy Days. I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched.
Yeah.
Taxi was on for a while. I was never really into Taxi, but I know my parents loved it.
Yeah, I was never into Taxi, but
wasn't Taxi where like Danny DeVito got his start?
Danny DeVito.
So.
What's his face? Doc Brown. I can remember.
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd.
Oh,
Andy Kaufman.
Yep.
I didn't know about that Christopher Lloyd. Like, the funny thing is, like, one of the earlier roles I can think of for Christopher Lloyd was like the Clue movie, where like I didn't even know for a while that
I watched
Professor
the
Plum was
Clue
Christopher
movie
Lloyd.
because
He had like nothing to do in that movie.
I watched the Clue movie because I'd flip through the guide channel and see what was on, and Clue was coming. I was like, oh hey, I do like the board game, and then I saw Christopher Lloyd was in it. Oh hell yeah, I gotta watch this.
He has nothing to do in that movie.
Yeah, see, that's why. Okay, I had watched a lot. I constantly watched Back to the Future as a kid. It was everyone else was like Star Wars was their trilogy that they loved, except for my hometown. Nobody really watched Star Wars in my hometown. It's weird. I don't know what's going on in my hometown and why Star Wars didn't
Cody doesn't care for Star Wars, and I still think that's so freaking weird.
But I watched Back to the Future so much to the fact that I couldn't used to be able to quote every single line in that film.
It's a great movie. Also, this says, yeah, I actually remember this. I remember Exo Squad, a 1993 Saturday morning cartoon. I wasn't afraid to kill off a ton of its main characters, especially in the second season. Yeah, I remember those being like...
was a very serious show. What was actually a very serious one. It was a serialized cartoon. It was very different and unfortunately not very popular.
Yeah,
Also,
I think it was like a toy line.
Also, I just remembered another UPN Kids show, Archie's Weird Mysteries.
Oh yeah, I forgot that show existed.
I loved that show. Oh. And it had such a great theme song too. It's one of the few theme songs that used what's the name of that instrument again? You know, the instrument that you like place your hand over and you move your hand up and down, left and right in order to... I can't remember the name of that instrument.
A glass partly filled with water?
No. It's the same thing they used for the Star Trek theme.
Theremin?
Theremin, that's it. They used a theremin in the opening theme song for Archie's Weird Mysteries. No, UPN did not have Savage Dragon. Savage Dragon was on USA Cartoon Express. I remember that one. Because it was during the USA Cartoon Express did a 2-hour special once where they had a single character that they created for a block for those episodes that went through Savage Dragon, Mortal Kombat, Double Dragon, and another show.
Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills was USA Network actually.
Yep.
And that's
that was
and
also...
if I ever get to a certain point on my Patreon, I will cover Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters along with all the other American Tokusatsu shows. Basically any some similar shows to Power Rangers, VR Troopers, Mystic Knights, etc., etc.
Oh, Mystic Knights of Chernobyl is probably my favorite American Tokusatsu series that they did that wasn't Power Rangers.
Mystic Knights was actually pretty good for what it was.
I think if I were to list all the American Toku shows that weren't Power Rangers in order which one I liked the most, the top two would be Mystic Knights and then Beetleborgs Metallics. Also, yes, Beetleborgs Metallics has a great theme song.
Well, on that note, I'm going to actually call it a night because I've been up since 5.
Oh, man.
All right, you have yourself a good night, Crimson. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no worries, and I'll see you guys later. Night, chat!
Meanwhile, I'm going to try to rob this stagecoach.
This is this. Exo Squad did have one comic book. Really? I didn't know that Exo Squad had a comic book.
Yeah, fair enough. Ooh, quite the singer.
Although I would say that the worst American Tokusatsu series would have to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation.
Watch
Yeah,
Phalos' videos, they'll explain.
Yes, I remember seeing like a bit of an episode on TV, and like I didn't even like follow the plot or whatever. I just like I think I turned it on during some fight scene, and it was all sorts of like cartoon sound effects whenever anybody would connect, like, you know, bonk.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like I was like, nope, like I can't like sit through this. Like I can't do it.
Here's the weirdest thing about it. There's like, what, 3 clip shows in that series? One that had only 26 episodes.
2, but yes. For a 26-episode TV series, 2 clip shows. It's baffling.
That's almost as bad. Okay, while I love the show Gundam Seed, it's probably one of my favorite Gundam series. It's in my top 5. My favorite being G Gundam.
G Gundam is pretty great. It's got a German ninja.
Yes, but Gundam Seed is probably I actually put above the original Mobile Suit Gundam because it's a great reinterpretation of kind of the same events as the original Mobile Suit. There is one problem that Gundam Seed has. It has 5 clip show episodes and a 52-episode anime.
Also, this is going way back in chat, but I saw a mention of the Men in Black cartoon.
That was so good.
This is one of those things. Yeah, Godzilla the series is apparently also quite good, although I haven't seen it.
Both of those were really good shows. Especially when you consider the Godzilla the show. Godzilla the show understood the assignment.
Yes.
But like I gotta say, like the Men in Black movie, that's one of those like super secret. I think it was like it has
Marvel. It's a Marvel comic.
Marvel.
Yep.
I don't know if it was originally a Marvel comic, but
Yep.
like
Was
okay,
it Marvel?
was.
Yeah, it was Marvel.
I think it was an indie, but also it was a different tone.
It was a Marvel It was a secondary Marvel imprint comic.
Okay,
because Marvel had all those other, non-mainline Marvel imprints back in the 90s.
Go see Alden from time to time.
And Men in Black was one of Marvel's secondary imprints. And
it was like $750. Woo!
Here's the really interesting thing: when Sony bought the rights to the movie, they didn't just buy the rights to the movie. They bought the entirety of Men in Black. Marvel can't use the Men in Black anymore because Sony straight out bought it.
Alrighty.
I just love that, like, it makes me think of, like, like just secret comic book movies. It also makes me think of, like Western movies that are secretly like anime movies.
Yeah.
Like Black Swan is like secretly like
Blue Period.
What was it?
Not Blue Period. Perfect Blue.
Perfect Blue, I think.
Yeah, Perfect Blue.
Yeah, Blue Period is really different.
Like that.
Or how Inception is literally just paprika. It's just paprika. It's paprika.
Yeah, paprika. Yep.
Just watch Paprika.
You'll never guess what Speed Racer is.
It's Speed Racer.
Oh my God! How do you know? Well, and like the Matrix though was for real. Like it was Ghost in the Shell before they actually made a Ghost in the Shell movie.
That's because you know how the Wachowski sisters basically got the ability to make the Matrix. They took the original Ghost in the Shell movie and showed it to the executive and said, "We want to make this in live action."
There are a couple of shots in the movie that are directly from Ghost in the Shell, like when Morpheus jumps across the roof, and like specifically when he lands on the other side and he lands on one knee and cracks the roof tile, like that is from Ghost in the Shell. Also, when the agents are firing their guns at Neo and they miss and they hit some watermelons, that's directly from Ghost in the Shell.
Yep. I love the fact that the Wachowski sisters have just spent the entirety of their careers just trying to make anime into live action movies.
It's like, that's amazing.
They just want anime to be real.
Who doesn't?
And then they went ahead and made Speed Racer, and they called it Speed Racer. That must have been so liberating. We could just directly make an anime movie this time.
This. Netflix's Arcane took a few ideas from
a ton of
Two of
anime
Anime and Exo Squad.
Yeah. Okay, Arcane is such a great adaptation, and the funny thing is, it almost didn't happen. It feels like one of those things that was going to happen eventually, but it almost didn't happen. Because originally, they were only approached to make it because another company turned down making a different show.
Oh, I see. Infamous Mike Manhattan isn't Ghost in the Shell basically Blade Runner?
Yes.
Yeah.
The creator of the Ghost in the Shell manga has confirmed that they were inspired by Blade Runner to create Ghost in the Shell the manga.
Blade Runner was like a huge inspiration to like I mean it kind of created like the cyberpunk like movie genre, or at least heavily influenced it.
Yeah. Also, I will say this: Battle
Runner.
While Battle Angel Alita is the best live-action anime movie,
yeah, didn't James Cameron want to make that for like 15, 20 years?
Actually, every single movie he made since 2000 was him just getting the technology ready to make that movie.
Jesus.
Like supplies to do all that.
Like, one of the reasons he made Avatar was solely so he could have the technology to make Battle Angel Alita.
That's fantastic.
And also, the second best live-action anime movie is Speed Racer.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that one. I heard it was good, though.
And it's one of my favorite. The version of the theme song by Ali D and the Decompressors is one of the things I would put on random times
pour
just
it all
to listen
down,
to.
Arthur. That's good stew. Take one bite out with a spoon, then just like blah, 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 blah.
And it really was like made me think about the fact that anime movies used to be considered bad, and then we got two of the greatest ones in the last 15 years.
You can upgrade the camp with the money you done in the lockbox. Go there and look into the ledger.
Oh,
neat.
All right, so let's try to do that because these people are probably complaining about food and stuff like that. So we'll upgrade. Next page. There you go. Strauss's medicine wagon. Increase total supplies. Purchase.
I could buy more stuff at the wagon. That's cool.
What the heck's Dark Angel?
That was a Fox TV show.
Yeah. Danny Fenlon, if someone were to patron, would you review Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2? Is it available on PC?
Yes, it actually is available on PC, but I think it's rather long. Isn't it? I think that game was 20 hours?
Oh yeah, Tom Cruise's Edge of Tomorrow. That was based on something. Mario says, if you're into arcade flight games, the Japanese version of Ace Combat 3 is basically Ghost in the Shell, but with aircraft to avoid the US/EU import, Eliza.
Also, Tom Cruise's Edge of Tomorrow is based on a light novel named All You Need Is Kill.
There we go.
It actually is one of my favorite Japanese light novels.
Yeah, and chat just got there. Yeah, all you need is kill. Oh, Dark Angel is Jessica Alba. I forgot that. Or maybe I didn't know it.
Here's the thing. This is not animated, I don't watch a lot of TV shows that aren't animated.
Yeah, it was
animation.
It was a Fox show from the late 90s, early 2000s or something.
And I definitely didn't watch it because Fox was rotating through shows so quickly in the late 90s to early 2000s I did not watch anything from Fox.
Well, Family Guy made a joke about that when it first came back from being canceled, and it's it's a good thing we're back. Unlike this show,
this show, 20 or 30 shows that were that came and were canceled since then.
Yeah, it just kept going. It was pretty amazing.
In order for us to come back, they'd have to cancel Firefly.
Yep.
I didn't even watch Firefly when it initially aired. I watched it when it aired on Sci-Fi Channel 4 years later.
Make extra gear.
I'm just curious though, for Mario's comment about the Japanese version of Ace Combat 3, it's basically Ghost in the Shell but with aircraft. Is it any different from the US
I'm ordering
version?
pizza from Domino's. We killed some more Confederates who almost murdered Mr. Ed Demption.
Yes.
We just robbed a stagecoach, And we killed some bounty hunters.
Also, we got something from Mega Timmy Tommy. Just got some bad news about the guy who played Namor in Black Panther 2. I don't think I can post it in chat, so you guys look it up.
No, we'll look that up. I still haven't seen Black Panther 2, so no spoilers there.
Yeah, same.
Debbie Lee Dupre, what is your reaction? Yeah. Netflix Tekken will play Tekken 8. I basically know nothing about. I've played a few Tekken games, but like I'd be damned to identify which one it was.
I played about Netflix Tekken, but Tekken 8 is the game that's coming out. Like it's on its way.
While I've known for playing a lot of fighting games, I have never played a single Tekken.
Language. It's not just Japanese only or English only. Like the Italian guy speaks Italian, the Korean guy speaks Korean, the Russian guy speaks Russian, and everyone magically understands everyone else.
So they all have universal translators.
Sure. I think maybe the one exception is Xiao Yu. She's Chinese. I think they might have just fudged it and made her speak Japanese. But like otherwise, everyone speaks their own language, which no other game does. Like it's just refreshing.
The only thing I know about Tekken off the top of my head is in one of the Tekken games, Gon was in it.
Yeah, Tekken 3. And everyone's like, why don't you bring Gon back? Like, he was such a cool character. And it's like, no, he's a licensed character from a manga, so they can't just do that. But, like, no one in America had heard of Gon.
I don't know what Grant Morrison's The Invisibles is. I mostly read X-Men.
I know of Grant Morrison's The Invisibles. I've never read it before. Anyway, let's see what Dutch has for us for a mission. Or Mika, sorry. Oh boy, Mika, what have you got?
Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called...
Hey, Molly, where's Dutch?
Well... however it goes.
I'm not sure all that line of thought serves you and me very well.
That's because...
No, Gon from the Dinosaur Gon series.
Yeah,
not Gon from Hunter x Hunter.
It's a manga starring a little yellow dinosaur, and it's universally accessible because there's no dialogue in it. It's just pictures.
It is so good. I found it because back in the early 90s, there was this trend of taking like manga and releasing them as single issue comics. And there's actually Gon was done that with a few issues back in the 90s. And I think I still have one somewhere.
Oh, by the way, Classic Watcher makes a good point. In Punch-Out for the Wii, everybody speaks their native language.
Yes.
Anyway, somehow it didn't. But...
They somehow found a guy who speaks Canadian to play Bear Hugger.
Like gentlemen. Combe O'Driscoll.
Trying to make peace with the O'Driscolls.
Always telling us, Dutch, do what has to be done, but don't fight wars.
Mario, they gutted the story and removed all the cutscenes, though. Be warned, one or two have flashing images. Plus, there was a recent patch for the emulation that completely translates the game, Lotus.
Oh, this is for Ace Combat, I'm assuming?
I'm guessing.
Thanks for letting me know.
Well, flashing images means I will never play that game because I have mild photosensitive epilepsy.
I just never got into Ace Combat. The closest I've ever come is Drakengard 1, where you could unlock like a skin for your dragon, where it's just a plane from Ace Combat. And what's really damn funny about that is when you're in the levels where you ride your dragon, you're not in the cockpit, you're like on the cockpit. Just like you're riding the dragon. It's so comical.
That sounds like the type of stupid you'd expect from Herodias.
Yeah, like Drakengard is horribly fucked up, but like that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean I've played Drakengard. It is.
This is a terrible idea. This is, we killed one of their Dutch killed one of the O'Driscoll's brothers. This is not going to go well.
No, it's not.
There's no way in hell that they're interested in parlaying for peace. That's the kind of thing that can only be answered with blood. This is a trap.
Yeah,
it's a tarp.
It's a big tarp.
I love that. Just go to the hardware store and point at it. There's a tarp.
And then go to a aquarium. It's a carp.
Hey. The guy who voiced Bear Hugger did Cranky Doodle in MLP. Oh, Friendship is Magic and Rhinox from Beast Wars. That is cool, but I'm afraid I haven't heard those voices.
Rhinox is probably one of my favorite characters from Beast Wars, although my favorite character is Dinobot. Like,
Dinobot's everybody's favorite character.
Yeah, no, like legitimately though, his final episode though is the best episode of the entire series. I'm sorry, you gave the best episode to him.
It's
the best speech in
We get together and dress in medieval costumes. It's a LARP.
Hey.
We had Pinkertons coming after us
Because of Blackwater.
and Leviticus.
Megatimi Tommy, we will get your super chat in a minute. Just post it in the regular thing, and we will read it off when it appears.
Oh, O'Driscoll killed Dutch's wife/fiance.
Yep. Now they're probably thinking that like maybe we could like say this is if they're really going to be serious about this, what they do is they just have a duel between the two.
Yeah, right.
But the truth is, they're not. This is a trap. This is not. This is I can smell a trap from a mile away on this entire thing. Ow!
Ooh. Jesus.
I thought I would jump.
That's the most dangerous trap of all.
Yeah.
Oh god, the O'Driscolls put this bridge here to trap us.
It actually really was funny though. I could smell a trap from a mile away. Boom, like this thing right in front of you.
Damn O'Driscolls!
I was just about to say my favorite line.
Debbie Lee Dupre, what is your opinion on DC Dawn? I don't think I've read anything with DC Dawn yet. I have read the first issue of the Titans, which was good.
And we have Mega Timmy Tommy's. Something I noticed about the Transformers movies, they don't give much credit to the voice actors. This new movie has Michelle Yeoh and Pete Davidson. Why don't they advertise? Yeah, that's a good point. They don't really advertise the voice actors for the Transformers movies. Huh. Also, the best line in all of Transformers comes from the episode Code of Hero from Beast Wars, which was, "Tell my tale to those who ask.
Because it's
Tell it
Dinobot.
truly, the ill deeds along with the good, and let me be judged accordingly. The rest is silence." The best last words from a character I think I've ever heard. I love Code of Heroes so much. I go back and watch that episode like once a year, honestly. Beast Wars is my favorite era of Transformers, but it's not my favorite series. My favorite series is Transformers Animated. I can also quote all of Code of Hero by heart. I love that episode.
It's a phenomenal episode.
It is. It's the best episode of Transformers, in my opinion. And people can fight me on that.
Oh, Batman Ninja, the Japanese dub was awesome. I've only seen the trailer of it, but I gotta say, the guy who does Joker kind of reminds me of, like, what if Mark Hamill's Joker, like, spoke Japanese? He kind of had that quality to his voice. That guy's been around forever. He was Huang in Soul Calibur 1. He was Jan Valentine in Ultimate Hellsing Episode 2. He's been in a bunch of stuff, but I particularly know him from those things.
He was Mario movie? No, I have not yet. There's a lot of stuff I haven't seen yet.
I watched it on my birthday.
I saw it because a friend invited me. It was good.
The Unicron trilogy is a mess, especially when you get to Cybertron. And Prime is okay, but again, also becomes a mess, especially when you get to the final season of Robots in Disguise.
Let's go, boy.
And I have yet to watch Transformers Earthspark.
Terrible idea, but I have to go along with this.
Although one show that I will recommend to everybody to watch is watch Legend of Vox Machina.
I've heard good things about that.
It is a really good show. And I will say this, well, I love the fact, I love when you give a group of heroes a catchphrase to say. Like, Avengers, assemble. When you give the heroes a call, basically a call phrase, to say just before you get into battle, it always feels so good. And I love Vox Machina's catchphrase that they say before they get into battle, which is, Vox Machina, fuck shit up!
Hello, Dutch. It's been a while. Sure.
So, how's your gang doing? They still believing in you. Better world. Pure world. How's that coming along?
Just fine.
How's that score you stole off us?
Which one?
That's pretty good.
Oh, I like that. It's like I said, this is a charismatic leader. A lot of heat on us this time. Both of us. Whole heap of trouble. They offered me a price, Dutch, to bring you in.
Why didn't you take it?
Well, still might.
I am sorry about your brother.
Yeah, well, I never liked him much.
I liked Annabelle.
You always loved the ladies, Dutch Vanderlyn.
See, we're all just kind of engrossed in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now kiss.
Is this thing?
Now kiss.
This guy looks like the head of the town mob in Van Helsing. Do you know what I mean? The long white-haired guy.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yep. Should have seen this coming.
Did he just stomp on your knee?
I think so, yeah.
Oh god, that is actually a... Okay, that is actually a tactic they teach you when you learn French Savate. You literally attack the knee to try to get it to bend backwards.
Mario says, "Damn it, Micah, times 1,000. Damn it, Micah counts so far."
Serpentine!
Did I kill you? Oh, not yet. No, of course not. Not yet. But I will.
Infamous Mike Manhattan, it's coming. You're really supposed to only have one of these getting knocked out scenes. You're doing terribly.
Wait, Urano? Are you...
No Metal Gear Solid 3, but...
Yeah, I'm on a horse. I'm awake. Oh, God.
Look at your
Lay!
shadow. Are you a horse?
No, you're riding on the back of the horse. You can see that from the shadow.
Nope, you're a horse now. That's what happened.
Mario, damn it, Mika, times 1,000. Damn it, Mika, count so far. Lenny!
Why are you all Lenny? What? You just confused the torturers. Who's Lenny? What?
Infamous Mike Manhattan, what's your favorite non-superhero comic book movie, and what movie were you surprised to find out was based on a comic? Mine is Road to Perdition.
Men in Black is the one I was surprised was based on a comic. The Crow, probably. I mean, unless you count that as a superhero.
Arthur Morgan.
Non-superhero comic book movie, huh?
Huh.
I see that as Supernatural Vengeance, but I can see why other people would count it as a superhero.
The first Hellboy was good.
I would count that as a superhero movie.
And Men in Black?
Yeah, come on, in Black. I would have to say... Wait, do you count Dredd as a superhero?
No, I'll take that. That's a fun one.
Because Dredd, not the still on one, the new one.
I actually like the Stallone one. It's dumb as hell, but I like it. Terminal Sports says, and this is where Arthur's condition... I forgot if the diagnosis was before or after this moment, but this is where it goes downhill from here.
Oh, you lie, my friend. And I thought Dutch preached truth.
Oh, are we doing Metal Gear Solid 3?
And all this crap between you two. We all got real problems now.
The way I see it, they get him.
Another good one that's a non-superhero comic movie is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Ooh, good point. Yeah, that is a fantastic movie.
Although the comic is so much better.
Yeah, I think the ending was different because the comic hadn't ended yet.
Yeah, the comic was only on, like, the 3rd volume by the point the movie came out.
Okay.
You only met with him to grab me?
This is gonna bug me. I'm trying to think of other, like, secretly comic book movies.
There was one that there's one that comes to... I can't remember the name. Why can't I remember the name of it? There's one that was, like,
You know, I actually, this one I did not know. The Keanu Reeves movie Constantine. I didn't realize that was, like, Hellblazer.
Yep. Very loosely based off of the one I reviewed a few weeks ago. Say a few months ago. I'm suddenly forgetting its name.
Oh yeah, the boys show. I think that might have been. Yeah, I guess not everyone knew that was what was his name? Garth Ennis comic.
Ugh.
Also Kick-Ass.
Eh.
I
Not
thought
that
we were
that
talking
was
about
Garth Ennis.
non-superhero stuff.
Kick-Ass was Mark Millar. Oh yeah, Kick-Ass is leaning into superhero stuff, and the boys.
Oh God, Lenny, save me!
Yeah. I keep saying Metal Gear Solid 3. We've gotten back to that point. Oh, swing to reach the metal file. Well, damn. In Metal Gear Solid 3, you had to get let out.
Technically, The Adventures of Tintin, it would count as a comic book movie.
That's true.
Oh, because it's a comic strip, wasn't it?
No, it was literally a comic book, but from Europe.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, and you know what?
Yeah, Tintin's a European comic. Oh God, I'm in my underwear.
Oh, I just remember. I just popped in my head what the one I was trying to remember that I liked. That was Whiteout.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, you need to watch Whiteout.
Oh yeah, Leave Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's a good point.
Whiteout was a, I think 2009 film.
Okay.
And it's based on a comic from the 90s. It's about, the comic is so much better, but the movie was actually pretty good.
Good thing they left this powder, this gunpowder here.
Oh, you know what? Also, Wanted.
But it's basically about a U.S. Marshal who accidentally kills a criminal while on a blind range. And so she's sent to the Antarctic station to work there as a security agent in order to, get out of the hairs of the government, and thus they wouldn't have to worry about her. But while she's there, somebody is killed. So there's this investigation in the Antarctic to find out who the killer is.
Oh, also,
and there's this point where she gets frostbite and literally loses several fingers.
It's essential.
Oh, by the way, there's a Netflix series for Sweet Tooth. My brother lent me the original comics for those. They are spectacular.
Oh, we have another one from Mega Timmy Tummy. I confess something. When I was a little kid, I was afraid of Batman and Spider-Man. They were just so scary looking. I thought they were bad guys / monsters.
I'll grant you, Batman's entire thing is trying to be scary.
And I would never view Spider-Man as a monster because when I was a kid, there was Daddy Longlegs everywhere, and I got so used to just being around Daddy Longlegs, and they were so cute.
I never got used to that because I didn't see them often enough. They creep me out. I would be better at them now, but as a kid, not happening.
There is one that literally lived in my bathtub.
Yeah, nope, we're done.
When I was a kid, there was literally a Daddy Longlegs that lived right underneath where the shower head was. So I just got used to it being there all the time.
Also, by the way, chat mentions Monkey Bone was loosely based off a comic called Darktown. That's freaking nuts. Oh, that reminds me. I completely forgot. The Mask. That was a comic.
Yeah! The comic's not that great, though.
And the movie apparently, the comic stars multiple characters. You follow multiple characters, and the movie covers just, Stanley Ipkiss.
Yeah, but Stanley was a... Okay, let me just put it this way. Every single character in the comic of that is, 90s edgy.
Yeah.
It works better as the cartoon than it is as a live-action movie.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Sin City. The Sin City movie. That was a comic series.
Yeah. Oh, another good, Okay, hear me out on this. The Addams Family.
Oh, you know what? Good point. I forgot about... I actually saw The Addams Family on Broadway, and the concluding lines of the play were, well, this isn't going to mean anything because I don't remember what they were, but, they were, one of the earlier lines, from the comic.
Yeah, because The Addams Family started off as a comic.
Yeah, I've forgotten that.
The 90s movies with Raul Julia were really good.
They were... Oh, my God. They were amazing. I saw The Addams Family Values more than the original movie, so I have more nostalgia for it, but both are fantastic.
There are a lot of things that are comic book movies that people don't realize are comic book movies. Although, yes, Raul Julia as Bison in Street Fighter is still one of my favorite roles of Raul Julia.
Game over! Oh yeah, Snowpiercer was based on a French comic. That's cool,
Yep.
I did not know that.
And unfortunately,
Now I
think
have
that
my guns. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, right.
I think the Snowpiercer show on TNT has been canceled. Which sucks, because I was liking it.
Oh, you know what? The Phantom, you know, the guy who wears purple and skull ring, that was a newspaper comic.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think that counts as superhero.
That definitely counts as
Ah,
superhero.
you're right. Okay.
Wait, does the Rocketeer count as superhero? Yes, it does.
It plays out like a superhero.
I
like,
stole my boots. Nobody
the way the
steals my
structure
boots.
is, the way the story is structured, it's very superhero, but like, it's just a guy.
The Rocketeer is literally my favorite superhero movie, which is why I was thinking that as a joke.
Oh, Linkara, this says escape the area.
I will.
You gotta loot things first.
I'm looting.
But
Great Rocketeer.
I'm doing
NES
very
game? I thought it
important
was
things
Super
right
Nintendo,
now.
though.
and Rocketeer had an NES and an SNES game
Okay.
For one thing, I gotta
Yeah,
get my
well-
clothes back.
that were released on the same day.
Well, so was it like a late NES title then? Because that's
Yeah.
that's the thing that could happen.
It was a late NES title.
It's like Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. There's like an NES version that like nobody knew about. I'm so happy that was included with the collection, by the way, because that game is freaking expensive now.
Make
Okay,
it
I
to
think the other
Tommy. Pull
corpse is down there, so yep, you know what? Time to get out of here.
Make it to Tommy. Full
Megatron
disclosure.
said-
The reason I was scared of Spider-Man was this one image of him I saw in the 90s that was super edgy looking with big, creepy eyes while swinging from the city. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the big eyes, not gonna lie.
L. Waffle Jr. will get yours when it shows up.
Okay, that's why the arrow is right there.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of any other non-superhero comic book. Okay, this is a superhero comic book movie, but a lot of people don't realize it's based on a comic book. Mystery Men.
Yeah, I think I only learned that relatively recently. It's like shocking.
Here's the even more shocking thing about it. You know the character, the Shoveler?
Yeah.
In the comics, he's one of the few recurring members of the Mystery Men, because the Mystery Men's entire gimmick in Flaming Carrot comics is that they die.
That's pretty. Oh, actually, you know what? Speaking of which, some semi-related, Deadpool 2 involved, you know, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, going like, we're going to create like a new team, like the X-Force, I think.
Yep.
I always forget if it's X-Force or X-Factor.
X-Force.
Both of those things.
X-Force.
Yeah, X-Force, but like, it was just like a stupid like gag in the movie. But X-Force is a legit comic series.
Yeah, and here's the even funnier thing about the Shoveler. His shovel is not a shovel. It's Excalibur.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Oh, I
Oh,
forgot
God.
about this one. Yeah, chat mentions Dick Tracy.
Oh yeah, Dick Tracy. Yeah, why did I forget Dick Tracy? How
Also,
did I forget Dick Tracy?
No,
Also,
Waffle
by the
Jr.,
way,
you're listening to Linkara while playing Pokemon Gale of Darkness with a Venusaur on my team named Linkara. Oh, thank you.
Hey. Oh, by the way, this is starting to skirt superhero territory, sort of, but the Shadow.
The Shadow is technically a superhero, but very vague, yeah.
Oh, actually, now that I think about it, did he have a comic? Because it was like a
Yes,
radio
he had
drama.
several comics. Including a weird DC one where at one point he gets decapitated and his head put on a robot body.
What?
Yep.
Yeah. My clothes! I never got my clothes back.
And the other thing is his trowel that he has is also a sword. It's also a legendary sword.
Caliburn?
It's made from the pieces of Caliburn.
Hey, there you go.
He literally has both of Arthur's swords as shovels.
Nice.
That's pretty sick.
Grimshaw,
Which means that the Shoveler in the universe of the Mystery Men is the true King of England.
Ah,
That's pretty good.
it is a bit late for apologies. Swanson! Mr. Morgan, you're safe now.
Let's get him to bed.
freak out! As soon as I recover, I'm gonna hit you with my gun.
Yeah, right. Wait, A History of Violence from David Cronenberg was a comic book movie? Really?
Yeah.
Neat.
Wow.
That's real pretty.
And also, here's the other thing. The Mystery Men show up in a grand total of less than 10 comics.
You'll be okay, Mr. Morgan.
Well, that was like Guardians of the Galaxy before like James Gunn made a takeoff. I mean, they had more than 10 comics, but like no one knew what that
And
was.
2 of the comics that they showed up in, they teamed up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
Yeah, I
You know,
wasn't
it's
really
ironic
reading
because
Marvel.
Arthur always loved deer.
I wasn't really reading a lot of Marvel in the 90s. I was reading much everything else. Like,
Well, hey, I'm recovered. I hope I hit Mika several times.
Burying you, Mr. Morgan.
hopefully.
Well, not quite yet, Reverend.
Good.
You gotta do something about this beard, though.
Also,
Yeah.
Zorro technically counts as a comic book movie.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Although, well,
to hear that.
not really, because he started as a literary character before he got moved
True.
to comics.
You too.
He started as a what do you call those types of books from back then? Oh shit, there's a term for
Like
those.
the pulp novels.
Pulp periodicals kind of thing.
Yeah. He showed up in those first, then he showed up in a comic strip, then he showed up in comic books, then he showed up in radio dramas, then he showed up in movies.
Your
Good
beard
stuff.
won't grow any longer unless you use hair tonic. Eat use of hair tonic will allow you to grow your beard. I'm going to get rid of the beard. I'm
Dime
going to try to
novels.
shave off. What
That's
do you
the
got?
term.
That's a good
That's
point.
the
That's
term.
fair.
Terminal sports, that was the term. Dime novels. I could not remember that term.
Dime novels. Yeah, I get you.
Terminal Sports.
Arrows. I need to restock on ammunition.
And Zach Vet will get your message when it shows up. Did we get Waffles? There it is. Waffle Jr. Listening. Oh, we got that one.
Yeah. that was good. Oh, and here's Zach Fett. You mentioned in the past that you wrote a conservative parody of the Lorax. Would you post it somewhere we could read? You know, just for the lulls.
No. Zoological compendium. No, I really don't feel like doing that. Guess I'll take this.
Yeah, just like I wouldn't post some of my early fan fiction parodies.
I mean,
as
I think it's
well.
really well written because I follow the Dr. Seuss rhyming scheme. My favorite line with that one is rhyming schism with communism.
Hey.
Ah, good shaving kit.
American Splendor was a comic book movie? I did not know that.
I believe
Well,
I
never heard
read
of
about
it.
that once. Let's see. Trim this. There. Get rid of these chops. Gotta keep
Although
the
the
mustache.
interesting-
It's essential.
The interesting thing that I learned over the last week is that Kraglin is the 3rd oldest member of the Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics. He debuted in the comics in 1963.
All right. Change clothing. Let's get our hat back finally.
And just learning that fact was like so surprising to me because I thought that for the first 2 Guardians movies, I thought that Kraglin was created for the movies.
Yep. Let's see. The next
I
story-based
didn't-
thing is in town. Bill Williamson. Let's go talk to Bill.
I didn't realize that he was an early enemy of Ant-Man and the Wasp.
The horse won't follow you when you're in camp. Oh, for crying out loud. All right, guys, we survived. I feel like killing more O'Driscolls, but I don't know where they're going to be. Oh, actually, yeah, before we take off, let's give Mr. Ed Demption some food. Because he's had a rough day, too. He's had a rough few weeks. Brushies. Come on, give me brushies.
Brushies.
God,
Wait, actually,
bless it.
Ghost World with Christina Ricci was a comic book movie? I was
Yep.
not aware of this.
Yeah, Ghost World.
From Hell was a comic book movie.
Oh,
For crying out loud.
didn't know that either.
Guys, we can't do some of that stuff in camp, which is weird to me.
There's a lot of movies that you don't realize are based on comic books.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. There was a movie called Red, I believe that was the case. Dom reviewed
Yep.
one. Was about like assassins who like a former assassin who the new head of the CIA or whatever decides
Yes.
sees his history. Is like we gotta kill this guy in case every guy decides to come after us, even though he's just retired.
Wait, is
Yeah, that was Red.
That was
Is
Red.
Red
Okay.
the Bruce Willis movie?
What was that?
Was that the Bruce Willis movie?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's a Red 2. Oh yeah, Mega 2 Tommy mentions Men in Black, but we got that one covered.
Brushy.
Um,
Let's get you cleaned up.
It's funny that the Mystery Men were turned into a movie when they're from Flaming Carrot Comics, and the Flaming Carrot will likely never be turned into a movie.
Well, that kind of makes me think, like, this isn't movie, but, like, the Darkness video game, like,
Yeah, that's based on a comic.
the Witchblade TV show. Yeah, they were from, like, Top Cow Comics.
Yep.
Also, by the way, just out of nowhere, like, I know people who played the game said this at the time, so I'm coming in, like, 15 years late. The Darkness is a legitimately good game.
I think I've heard
Oh,
that
yeah,
before,
it is.
yeah.
And you can watch the entirety of To Kill a Mockingbird in it.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
You can just do that. They have a bunch of old stuff. They have, like, a Flash Gordon, like, TV episode. Like, it is crazy. They get, like, a Woody Woodpecker cartoon. There's a bunch of stuff. I think you could watch, oh god, there's an old Vincent Price movie. It was one of those titles like The Man in the Iron Mask. I know that's not the movie, but it was like The Man with the something, like the two.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of it though.
Yeah, it's an
Speaking
old
of
movie. You can watch
movies
too.
that are comic book movies, Flash Gordon.
Flash.
Oh, The Man with the Golden Voice. That might be it.
Like,
Short
okay,
walk
I
and a pretty
actually
town.
love the Flash Gordon movie from the 80s.
Come on, let's get
Like,
going.
it is one of my go-to things to watch to just feel good.
I forgot about this. My friend Dahmer, like, obviously that was based in real life, but my friend Dahmer was based on there was an autobiographical comic book. So, like, that itself is based on real life, but there is something to that.
Also, if you've never read the Tick comic is a lot more insane than the show.
Oh yeah.
Let's just see what they say. They said there was some
Anyway, we're gonna talk to the Greys,
about them horses.
and we're apparently gonna do some bodyguarding.
They don't know we had anything.
Oh yeah, even though I said Flash Gordon, I didn't even think about it. Tim Johnson mentions Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers were comics first.
Hey, do you think Mandrake the Magician will ever get a movie?
Oh, this
Why do they
says,
deliberately have me walk through the cow pies?
Wait, this says Sci-Fi Channel a long time ago had an anime called Lensman, based on an American comic book, just like that Witchblade anime. I was unaware of this. And yeah, Eternal, of course, we covered the Mask. We do have that one.
Yeah. But here's the thing: people okay.
Oh, and Saif, I brought up the Phantom, but that also leans into superhero territory.
The Phantom and Flash Gordon were part of a triple type thing called the Defenders of the Earth, alongside another character created by the same group of people, created by the same company, called Mandrake the Magician, who showed up in that show but has never gotten a movie of his own.
Oh, Linkara,
Nope.
chat says, remember to save on ammo, just punch the guy in the face.
Uh-huh.
And the interesting thing about Mandrake the Magician is he has a sidekick named Lothor.
Tales from the Crypt. They even had, like, comic, like, winks in the movie. And, Old Boy I did not know.
Also Creepshow.
Yeah, Creepshow, that's true.
Creepshow was inspired by comics, but it got a comic adaptation.
I thought the comic came
Okay.
first. But next about Lewis, did you know that Mandrake has a sidekick named Lothor?
Uh-huh. God damn it.
Oh. I just found it that's one thing I constantly made jokes about when Ninja Storm was initially airing, because I knew the Mandrake the Magician comics and the old Defenders of the Earth show.
Hang on a second, gotta eat some canned peaches real quick, canned pineapples. God damn it. Which store are we going into again? Oh, so many bodies that still need to loot.
And yes, I know that Mandrake the Magician had a television pilot. It did not get picked up.
Samaritan was based on a comic? I'm unaware of this.
I'm getting in there, damn it!
Oh, I think I heard about this. I saw commercials for it. There was a
Oh
sci-fi
my
show
God!
called Happy that was based on a comic, apparently.
Kick the door. Kick it,
Here's
Arthur!
Great.
My God!
Just for one guy.
Mandrake the Magician predates Zatara by decades. Mandrake the Magician was created, like, I think in the 1920s.
Shut up! I've had a long week.
Yeah, right.
Eat my peaches in peace.
Shut up, I'm hungry.
I need to double check this. When did Mandrake the Magician get created?
God damn it, why am I not
actually
automatically having my cool
1934.
rare rifle?
And Zatara was created in... Okay, so it wasn't by decades. It was literally only by 6 years.
Oh, here's a good one. This isn't a movie per se, even though, I mean, there are movies now, but several aspects of Mario were influenced by the Akira Toriyama comic, Dr. Slump.
Yes.
I'm trying to think if the new Mario movie covered any of that, like, maybe one tiny part, I guess. That's about it.
I will
But,
say the Mario movie is really good, and I consider it the best superhero movie I've seen so far this year.
well, it's the only movie I've seen this year, so I will agree with you on that.
And yes, Mario is a superhero.
In that particular iteration, I'll especially go with it. But like, yeah, the Tanuki suit and like Bowser's clown car. Well, the Bowser's clown car is really from Dragon Ball Z, but the Tanuki suit. We might have covered this in a previous stream.
We did. We did that like 2 streams ago. We were talking about all the stuff that Mario that's inspired by Toriyama.
Yeah, there we go.
Because Sonic's not the only one who rips off Toriyama. Mario does it too.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Excuse me, gentlemen, I have a lot of looting to do.
It's like how like loads of video games today, like Souls-like is a genre now, and loads of video games take from Souls, and Souls itself, like the company From Software, takes loads of aspects from Berserk, and they're not even trying to hide it. They're just like homaging it directly.
Not to mention the fact that the entire Soulsborne format is literally just 3D Metroidvania.
It really is. It really is.
So much looting.
I will
So
say
many
this.
bodies to loot. I'll get over there in my own due time. God damn it, I got things to loot.
Shut up, Mike. I'm Robin.
Okay, I forgot what I was just about to say. Let's see. I'm getting my brain working again.
What was it?
I was going to say something, but I just Lewis made me laugh, and I forgot what I was going to say.
Regarding Berserk?
No, it was regarding something else.
Come on over, Arthur. You need my help. I was handling everything just fine before you guys just started, doing stuff. I've had a really tough week, and I just need to do some looting.
Tough
I
couple
just remember-
of weeks. 2 weeks. Also,
Oh,
Berserk
did-
itself took from the Cenobites from Hellraiser.
Did you see the recent Summer Festival game thingy where they announced that Sandland is getting a game?
Oh,
I
I heard about that.
What we got over here?
Like, that might be one of my favorite Toriyama things that he ever made, and it's getting a video game.
This
Captain
level's
Avengers
explosive
says, "Louis, what did I
slugs.
tell you about
Oh,
Looting Bodies?"
sweet.
You should have picked the name Loot and Plunder. No kidding.
The least useful of the least interesting of Captain Planet's villains.
Alright, we need the bolt-action rifle. But, so, let me swap out guns here. Sawed-off shotgun. Much as I like the sawed-off shotgun, I will trade it for... Whoop. Double-barrel shotgun. Okay, I think I got this all down. Sawed-off shotgun, bolt-action rifle, Lancaster... God damn it.
Transformation abilities allowing you to explore only really happens in the Metroid type of Metroidvania games. The
There you go.
Castlevania type of Metroidvania games usually just give you equipment to explore, not transformation.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be. It doesn't have to be transformative. Like, you will go back to old areas in Souls that were gated off, and they're not gated off anymore. Although some of them are pretty flimsy in that regard. Like, hit the plot point, and then it's just not gated anymore. It's not like you could suddenly climb or anything. It's just like, okay, we'll take down the fog gate for you, like in Demon Souls. You must beat Worlds 2, 3, 4, or 5 before we'll let you play World 1, 3. Like,
Captain Adventure 1983,
Yeah.
Lewis, what did I tell you about looting bodies? You don't tell me what to do!
yeah, I'm the outlaw. Get out of here.
Also, yes, I did watch Spider-Man Unlimited. If there's if it's an anime series from the 90s, I've more than likely watched it.
Both of you, don't do it! You know we can't do that. You put the gun down, Sheriff! I'll blow his brains out! You want to
Yep.
Time for a crack shot.
Either way, you're a
Nice shot.
I tried.
And
Anyway, more bodies to loot.
Exactly, we'll get your thing when it pops in.
He was a good kid.
Well, how the hell was I to know?
Let me see. They set us up once before. They didn't like us.
Oops, the pedals need to catch up.
Should I go on?
Go easy.
I have indeed seen Yo Yogi.
Trying to find a lead, same as you.
Why am I still talking to you, Mika?
All you do is complain when things don't work out. Except when it's your goddamn fault.
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't give a damn about nobody but yourself.
Oh, you act so high and mighty, but you're no better than the rest of us. I've ridden with you boys close on what, 6 months now? And all you ever done was complain. You can fight, but you can't think.
You can't do either.
Okay, cowboy.
No, don't leave. There's still plenty of bodies to loot.
ZachFit92, what are some scenarios you'd like to see for MCU's What If series? I think they mean the TV series What If.
I'm just so frightened.
Yeah, if it's MCU, then yeah, as opposed to just Marvel.
If it was just, if you're talking about the MCU for the What If stuff, then I would like to see,
Oh, crap shot the hostage. No, I didn't.
what if
Annoying little brother.
Betty was hit by the gamma radiation instead of Bruce?
Together. What a goddamn mess we are making of things.
Brothers are now in lockdown. Remaining lawmen in the air will be looking for you. Okay, good show on that.
Infamous Mike Manhattan, that's because of the very
What
long...
the shotgun I got? God, darn it.
There was a lengthy production for Spider-Man Unlimited, where at one point it was actually intended to be a Spider-Man 2099 show, but then they decided not to do that because while they were working on developing it, DC announced Batman Beyond. So they decided to shift direction so they didn't feel like, even though they entered production first, it wouldn't seem like they were copying.
Okay, you can't, because I guess a sawed-off shotgun just needs to be there. Okay, so instead of the carbine repeater, let's switch you over to the double-barrel shotgun with explosive shells.
And that actually caused Spider-Man Unlimited to wind up taking even longer in production because they didn't know what to do with it after they shifted away from the 2099 idea. And some of the ideas that they had were actually rather interesting. Like,
Go ahead.
There was one idea that they had where instead of it being based around Peter, they would shift it and it would be based around Peter's kid. Yes, Spider-Man Unlimited was almost Spider-Girl.
By the way, I just remembered a secret comic book movie, although this is going way back. 300.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 300 is also based on stupidity.
And Frank Miller, so yeah.
Yeah.
Frank Miller, basically it was based on Frank Miller
You might have said the same type to double up on dual wield of same spam weapon.
Ah.
Alright. Now it's not, it's more like, it feels like I have one hand for a shotgun and one hand for a pistol. Why can't I have the double barrel shotgun in that shotgun spot?
That's because Batman Beyond was actually influenced by Spider-Man 2099, the comic book. Yeah, DC is never shy about it, saying that they based Batman Beyond on Spider-Man 29. They literally have said that straight up.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Death of Stalin was based on a comic,
Seen that boy, Jack?
but I don't know what that is.
But Batman Beyond had such a huge impact on Spider-Man Unlimited, the show, that I really just I would love to just talk about that for an entire video someday in the future, because it is such an interesting development history.
Find him. We will bring him back to you.
God damn, we pissed off both families already.
That had the temerity to touch one hair on that boy's head. Abigail, you have my word.
We've been here for like a month, and we've killed everyone.
Boy back, so help me God. Right now.
Dutch! We just heard about Jack. You need some extra guns?
Yeah, why not? Micah,
Have you ever considered just like going straight and not living a life of crime?
rest of you, let's ride.
It wouldn't be happening if I had like a strap for my hat so it wouldn't keep falling off my head.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All
This may
hats
be
should
the
have
last thing we do
straps.
before we call it a night.
They knew you were conning them and conned you. Ugh.
Yeah, we just got shot to hell by the Greys in town. I know, I heard.
Sick music.
You know, if the Greys
Zach-
are the ones who target us, why wouldn't the Braithwaites be on our side?
Yeah, that's a good question. Zephyr, we'll get yours when it pops in.
I'll kill everyone there.
We got a posse now. This is actually interesting. Rampage!
I'm fine.
Rampage. This is in GTA 5 or Rampage.
Rampage, I don't see Lizzie anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Zach Fett says, I think they missed an opportunity with Killmonger's episode. It might have been interesting to see him become Iron Man instead of Tony. Then he would have been the only Black Avenger on the team to start.
Hidden somewhere no one knows. What? I've turned every stone.
Oh, they were both conning you.
After all that, another
They're both conning. Yeah, we didn't have no interest in like going after them until this kidnapping.
enough talk.
There's gonna be a rumble tonight.
Where we are, and we are going to fix it. So come on.
Well, the good news is that based off of the brief reading of the summary I did, this is like the next big chapter in the story, so we're making progress. The moment Marston becomes John Wick.
Adamantium Rampage!
Adamantium Rampage!
Wait, but you're not Marston unless this is Marston's rage and you're just there for it.
Yeah, we're pretty much along for the ride here.
Because yeah, like I've said this before, Marston is the guy you play as in the first game.
Ah.
Speaking of which, that one guy who talked about like, oh sorry if I'm being effete, and you're like, what? Like that wasn't Marston, but Marston does that. Like in one of the first scenes in the game, he was like, I implore you to reconsider, and then like the guy is talking to us like, I implore you. It's great.
You can maintain. Let me. I don't need to clean it, so never mind.
We're going to fix this right now. Like they don't know we're coming. Arthur, are you
I'm a coming. Jeez, I'm like 5 feet away.
have all day? Come on, let's get this done. John, you sure you're okay? Like I said, I'm fine. Follow my lead. Both these redneck families think they can ruin us.
There we go. I was locked in place for a second there.
I implore you to tell them to send someone a little more impressive next time.
I have a feeling you're gonna burn down the Braithwaite Manor.
Steals a goddamn boy.
Yeah.
This is pretty terrifying. At that the line of gun-toting cowboys just slowly walking. Like that's pretty sick.
Like, if you saw this coming at you, if I saw this coming at me, I would shit my pants and run away.
Yeah, this is how movies end.
There is music in the background, kind of very, very westerny.
Yeah, someone said like the music in this scene is like, this is either how the beginning of a movie happens with the bad guys, or the end of a movie happens.
This is beautiful music, though.
Let's TP us a goddamn house. That's all you do. They just leave.
Alleged.
Got him.
Allegedly.
That is a young boy. That is not the way you do things. Hand him over.
Yeah, Seven Samurai / the Magnificent Seven moment.
I love the Magnificent Seven. Siri played Back in Black.
Yeah. That's another thing, by the way, that this isn't based on a comic book, but like every Western movie, like starting with like Leon is like secretly an Akira Kurosawa movie.
Yeah, like Kurosawa pretty much created the modern Western.
And different, like Quentin Tarantino is like directly nodded to it, like the crazy, like. You know, there was one bit that always weirded me out just a little bit.
Nom, 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 nom. Oh, God damn it!
Kill Bill. Do you remember in Kill Bill when she kills off most of the Crazy 88? and then that one guy is left who's like,
oh come on! I was eating my baked beans.
And she like spanks him with the flat of her blade, and she goes, "Go home to your mother." Like that just. That's not something an English speaker like would say. Like it felt a little weird to me, and that was basically a nod to Yojimbo.
Yep.
Like when I finally saw Yojimbo a couple of years ago, I was like, "Oh my god, that was what that was."
Funny thing is, Kill Bill is probably okay. I have not seen all of Tarantino's films, and Kill Bill I only saw within the last 3 years.
I haven't seen all of them. I've seen like a bunch, I guess.
I finally saw Kill Bill because it came onto a streaming service that I had. I was like, "Oh, cool! I can finally watch Kill Bill."
It's a lot of fun. But like yeah, in Yojimbo, there's this person you never even meet. You just meet his parents. They're like, "Oh, our son's gone off and joined some gang. He wants to be a badass. He thinks he's too good to stay home and eat rice gruel with his parents." And then at the very end of the movie, where the Yojimbo, he doesn't have a name, he's actually the man with no name, is just cutting up bad guys. You see one of them who's clearly younger than the others, who is not ready at all for this, and you realize that must be the kid that they told me about like 70 minutes ago.
Yep.
And yeah, he spanks him with a blade, and he goes, "Go home and eat rice gruel." It's like, oh my god, that was who I was.
Captain Avenger 1993. Arthur, in retrospect, I should have eaten my oats.
Yeah.
But, I watched a lot of Akira Kurosawa films because in Vegas, there used to be this dollar cinema that would pretty much only show, like, old films from Japan and France and stuff like that.
Good stuff.
So I would go there like every single week, pay $1 and watch a film. And this is like in 2000, 2001.
Nice.
There's
And before I forget, by the way, the comic, manga, whatever you want to call it, Usagi Yojimbo, did a switcheroo with that Yojimbo scene where you never meet the parents, you meet the kid. And the little kid's like this impressionable youth, and he's like, "I want to be a samurai just like you and be cool and fight bad guys." And then some bandit accosts them, and Usagi just fucking impales him, and this kid sees Usagi's sword dripping with blood, and he runs home. And Usagi thinks to himself, "Oh, I guess he realized that like rice gruel isn't so bad after all."
Yep. But the funny thing about that dollar cinema is it was only around until that dollar cinema closed down in 2002.
Hang on a second.
And got turned into, I kid you not, a Hollywood Video and Game Crazy.
I'm coming, Jason.
They're
not letting me run.
Oh, what a pain. There was never a Game Crazy quite near enough to me for it to be worth going there. Like there were other game stores, like GameStop or Best Buy or something, or like EB at the time.
But just the fact that Hollywood Video used to be big enough that they bought a dollar cinema sized store.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Hollywood Video was just blowing through its money in the early 2000s. They were banking on being the #1 game store with Game Crazy. They were banking on overtaking Blockbuster Video.
That was crunk.
And they were putting so much money into all these things that they were doing. And putting all that money in burnt Hollywood Video to the ground.
Would not be happening if they let me have my rare gun. But no, you gotta keep equipping me with the wrong stuff.
I do like how even though you're a mile away, you can hear like, when you hit a guy.
I briefly worked at a Game Crazy.
Was it as crunk as they made you believe?
No, there was one good thing about working at a Game Crazy. When there was no customers there were consoles in the middle of the room just hooked up to televisions that you could play.
Yeah, I never experienced that in like a chain, but there was one place that used to be around relatively near me that had that. It was quite fun. Play a little Killer 7. I keep bringing up Killer 7, but I swear I'm not lying.
Technically, that game rental still exists, Base Delta Zero, just it's called GameFly now.
Well, there's actually I mean, again, not a chain. There's one place near me that still rents movies and video games, and it's so annoying because we're in an era now where customers will stop by and say, this Blu-ray doesn't work, and they'll be like, yes it does, you have to update your Blu-ray player, which is like a stupid thing I have to say, but here we go.
Oh, here's the thing that I learned when I had my Xbox One before my ex took it, when she moved out. I didn't know when I first got the Xbox One that you have to install a program on it in order to play Blu-rays and DVDs that aren't video games.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
It doesn't naturally come with the ability to play movies.
That's dumb as hell.
You have to, and they were announcing this console as that's why it was called the Xbox One, was that it was supposed to be your one media center.
Yeah, it was an all-in-one, yeah.
And the fact that the video playing part wasn't natively on there is just so dumb.
That's stupid. Oh, actually, were you aware that the Xbox 360 had a hardware add-on that you could buy separately that let you play HD DVDs?
Yes.
So bizarre.
When you advertise something as an all-in-one media center, and one of the functions you have to download...
Yeah, it does not come with it.
It's
dumb. That wasn't a problem. Like, I had to download, updates, obviously, but you could just... It was the Blu-ray player.
And also, here's the even dumber part. In order to get it to actively run the first time, back when I first got it, I don't know if they still had this problem later on, they might have been patched out. It went back when you first bought the Xbox One, when it first came out, in order to actively start playing on it, you had to let it go online at least once.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember that, where...
John is dying. God damn it.
That was like a famous thing.
You created a time paradox!
Yeah, right. But that was like a famous thing in one of the interviews where somebody said, like, what if you're like in the military and you're out like in the middle of the ocean, or what if you live in a rural area with like a terrible internet connection, and the guy was like, buy an Xbox 360, and it's like, kiss my ass.
Like, just the entire Xbox One was a fiasco.
Yeah, maybe if they didn't make the most colossally dumbass decisions possible, it wouldn't have happened.
There's a reason why the PS4 outsold the Xbox One, because the Xbox 360 was awesome.
By the way, Sci-Fi, like, I recently found out that Japan hated the Xbox because it was black, even though Japan famously had the PS2, which is black. Yeah, I heard that too. They do not hate the Xbox because it is black for that very reason. The people who they told that to were like, but the PS2 is black. And they were like, yeah, you just wouldn't understand. That's obviously bullshit. They just didn't want to deal with like a Western console. Like, the fact that it's black is like, you're not fooling anybody. PS2 was like entirely black. Get out of here. And there was a black variant of the Dreamcast as well.
But the 360 actually did very well when you think about it.
The 360 had weird exclusives, like some of those cave shooters. Like you can get Death Smiles on Steam now, but it was like an Xbox 360 exclusive for a while. So like that was how they would like hook like some of the Japanese audience. Like Steins Gate was, I think, a 360 exclusive. Again, not anymore, but like little things like that. Like you need a 360 for these, like niche games.
Also, the Wii U launch was only worse in the West. Wii U actually had a pretty decent launch in Japan.
Yeah, everybody in the West thought that the Wii U was called some kind of like expansion to the Wii because the marketing was like confusing and terrible.
In the West, the Wii U had such bad marketing that it just killed it at launch.
Hang on a second, John. I'm gonna go loot the bodies now. I think I've killed everyone, so you won't die.
Well done. Also, at this point, I like the Wii U because it's the Wii, but it has HDMI out.
Yeah, I love my Wii U. While I have bought 6 Dreamcasts across my life, I've also bought 3 Wii U's across my life.
I bought one. I like what pissed me off about the Wii U a lot was its garbage storage capacity. Like if you bought a launch model Wii U, you're not playing Fatal Frame Made in the Blackwater. And even if you had the 32 gig version, that takes up like almost the entire thing.
Here's the reason why I bought 3 Wii U's. I initially bought the Legend of Zelda Special Edition Wii U.
Oh, sure.
It got
Ooh,
stolen.
there we go. Nice shots. Jeez.
I am kind of awesome.
While he was flipping, you kill the other guy first, and then the guy who was flipping. That's fast as hell.
In 2014, somebody broke into my apartment and literally stole all my electronics. Well, all the electronics that I had set
and
up.
You'll die in this house for 120 years. Where's the kid?
So I then bought another Wii U, which unfortunately was the launch model. I learned quickly that the launch model Wii U sucks.
8 gigs. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
So then I bought a later model Wii U again. So I bought 3 Wii U's simply because somebody saw my first one. The launch model sucks, and I had to get a decent one.
Yeah, I waited for several years, so I got a refurbished Wii U at like half of like launch price.
That's pretty much what the better one that I have is.
Like, I think the only console I've ever paid full price for was a PS5 because I waited 2 years and it didn't go down even a little bit. And I was like, ah, fuck this.
The only console I've ever paid full price for was a Dreamcast.
Dreamcast is a sweet console. Like, my friend introduced me to Soul Calibur 1, and I was like, oh my god. And like, I wouldn't get a Dreamcast for like 15, 20 years after that, but I was like chomping at the bit for Soul Calibur 2.
And I might have to wind up paying full price for a PS5.
Anyway, I got a lot of bodies to loot, guys.
Because I want to get a PS5 before Final Fantasy VII Part 2 comes out.
So many bodies. So much looting.
Because Final Fantasy VII is my 5th favorite Final Fantasy.
God damn, it's not letting me loot anybody.
I only dabbled in Final Fantasy. I played Mystic Quest 5 and like some of 4 and 6.
My favorite Final Fantasy is 9.
He has a lot of people's favorite.
It is a solid game, and it understands that you need lightheartedness and dark stuff, and it is so good at all of it. And the funny thing is, the game was only 70% completed when it was released. Which is why the developers over at Square are chomping at the bit to have that game be the next game that they do a remake on. After they're done with the remake of 7. Which, by the way, they've announced that the Final Fantasy VII Part 2 is going to be 2 discs on the PS5.
Yeah, that's insane. Like, I've seen a couple discs on the PS5 before as like an install and a play, or maybe it was PS4, but like 2 discs for PS5 is crazy.
And they've already said that it's looking like the third part of the game will probably be 3 discs. Are you freaking kidding me?
If I don't get that boy back safe,
Can't wait till it comes out in like 2033.
Which technically means, if you count the fact that in Japan they also released the DLC for Final Fantasy VII Remake on a separate disc, by the time they're done, there will be 7 discs for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Fuck that. Oh, Lewis, chat is saying be sure to come back when you're able. You can loot something off of her.
Ah.
No, not for me.
And I can't help but think they did that on purpose.
Now we get that boy back, and we go. Trust me.
Hey, Dutch, we got a problem.
But it also
Oh, now we got a problem.
Have fun buying that game digitally, by the way. Like, unless you live in Japan or Europe, like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I am
These
so
are the guys we ran
forward-
into on that fishing trip I did off screen.
Huh. Good day, sir. Agent Milton.
The Pinkertons.
Detective Agency.
Oh, God. Shoot them in the
Like
face.
that, and the original Final Fantasy VII on PS1 was, I think, 4 discs. But remember how little a disc held back then.
The original Final Fantasy VII on PS1 was 3 discs.
Oh, 3, excuse me. What was I thinking then? Was I thinking, like, FF8?
The first Final Fantasy game to be 4 discs was Final Fantasy VIII, and then 9 was also 4 discs.
Okay.
This thing, it's done.
This place ain't no such thing as civilized. It's man. So in love with greed, he has forgotten himself and found only appetites.
And as a consequence, that lets you take what you please, kill whom you please, and hang the rest of us? Who made you the messiah to these lost souls you led so horribly astray?
I'm nothing but a seeker, Mr. Milton.
You ain't much of anything more than a killer, Mr. Vanderlyn.
You're not giving us much reason not to kill you then.
It's time.
Right.
You come with me, and I give the rest of you 3 days to run off, disappear, and go and live like human beings someplace
Shoot them
else.
in the face!
Same
Yeah, right.
for me. Risk life and limb in this den of lowlifes and murderers so that they might live and love.
Chrono Cross was 2 discs, as was Star Ocean: The Second
I don't wanna
Story.
kill all these folk, Dutch. Just
You know, I think Parasite Eve might have been as well.
In that case,
Yep.
And Xenosaga, or Xenogears, excuse me.
excuse me.
Square released a lot of 2 disc RPGs on the PlayStation 1. Well, 2 discs or longer, I should say.
I think your new friend should leave now, Dutch.
You're making a big mistake, all of you.
Yeah.
What did you think was gonna happen?
Not something. Something to live and die for. How awful for us. Mr. Milton, stop following us. We'll be gone soon.
I'm afraid I can't. And when I return, I'll be with 50 men. All of you will die.
So you're saying we should kill you now before you come back with 50 men?
Yeah, this is a dumbass thing to say.
Damn hands off of me, boy.
Why are you letting him walk away? Shoot him in the face!
Any ideas?
I know a big old house.
I like to. We just killed an entire house full of people, entire town full of people. We're letting the Pinkertons walk away. Shoot them in the back.
Right?
There's a spot out
Oh yeah.
We don't have
Pittsburgh
time for this
Triad
bull
was a
crap. We're
cool
still missing.
developer.
We're still trying to find a missing child.
previous occupier.
Trice is still a really cool developer. Like, they just released a new Star Ocean game recently.
Sure no one else is
And guess what? Bait and Kaidos is getting remastered. That's Triace plus Monolith.
Yep.
We'll get Jack back.
I recently recorded a 100% run of that game, and it was not easy.
Trice was probably my favorite developer back in the day. Like, I love so many of their games.
God, it won't let me save just yet. I think it'll auto. I think we're technically at a spot where we'll auto save.
Probably.
So yeah, we're gonna call it a night at 10:14. When we return, we will have more fun. Remind me next week to go and Viga, we're moving. We have to move camp again. Yeah, when we come back next week, remind me to go back to the Braithwaite house. We'll loot the place. Oh me, oh my! Wait, you outlaws have guns?
Yeah, right. That was the last thing I expected. The people who just shot up everybody, you have guns?
We've killed so many people tonight. Any updates on the What If Stanley Does Robin? Captain Avenger 1993, please don't ask that kind of question. Like you do this relatively frequently on both Twitter and here. If I have an update to give, I will give it. That being said, I do have an update. And that is, it's filmed. I'm in the process of editing it. I finished preliminary editing. It'll be out in the next few days. Speaks too soon. I'm going to Japan tomorrow. Congratulations. Hope you have a fun time.
Have fun.
Yeah. Just relax. Episodes are written. All the next 4 episodes are written. I have filmed 2 of them. They'll be relatively short ones, actually. The Just Imagine Stanley Robin one is shockingly. It's okay. I'm not mad at you. The Robin review is actually shockingly short. And the Mr. T review is average for a Mr. T review. But I think I have a lot of good jokes in these. I think they're going to be very funny. I think you guys are going to have a good time. Then we're going to have a bunch of Patreon-sponsored reviews. I've had to reorganize the schedule a bit. The write 4 episodes and then release them and then edit them all. It's worked out, but it's only kept me a month behind. So I've had to cancel a few episodes and reorganize where things are going to go to try to actually get us back ahead to where we're supposed to be. Especially because we're going to start getting, as the next 2-3 months come by, we're gonna have I'm gonna have to start working on long box stuff and all that jazz and the Halloween storyline, and we still got the actual storyline finale to finish up. There's a lot to do. Otherwise, remember, Vega and I are going to be at Too Many Games in the next few weeks. Oh, we also recorded a PO unboxing. I'll try to get that out in the next couple days. I'll refrain from asking you updates on episodes. Thank you, I appreciate it. The episodes are coming. They're filmed, they're written, or they're in the process of being editing, and they're coming out. You will get Contest of Champions done this year. It's filmed. There's just so much to edit. More are taking me box this year. No, I enjoy doing long box so much, I don't want to stop doing it. Anyway, thank you all. Are you gonna play Spider-Man 2? I didn't play the first one, so, or the Miles Morales one. I don't have. For one thing, I don't have a PS4 or a PS5. So,
here's the thing: they actually have the first Spider-Man game now on the computer, so you could do the first one.
Yeah, I could do that. So that's another potential stream in the future. Oh, is the stream over? Yep, we're calling it a night. So we've been going for 2 hours and 17 minutes. Y'all have a good night. We will be back next week with more Red Dead Redemption and more rootin', tootin', and lootin'. Anyway, y'all have a good rest of the night.